We can do what's Hondo on the mic from Leo's Paradise. Random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels faster than Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting flip screen, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Dropping fire videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome back to the Lunch Hour. How are all you vital idols doing? Oh, I hope you're feeling good today. I hope you're feeling good today, because boy, am I feeling good today. We get through the lunch hour. Is Wednesday, is that hump day. We halfway through the week. Hopefully you got some protein. You know, your boy got that green tea, no sugar. Feeling good. And we got some topics, son. Like, obviously the Imru stuff has dominated TwitchCon controversy and dominated the conversation. But Neon getting me too'd, VTuber drama is afoot, plus we got so much outside of TwitchCon. We got the D&D situation going down. I mean, there's so much where the UK is still under fire. And then I just found out that Era July made a video on the same topic I made a video on yesterday. So all in all, we were going to react to that as well. Crazy day. Crazy stream, so we're just gonna get right into it. Before we do, let's see who we got in the house here. I did a couple of names already disappeared, but I saw Sergeant Garatina was here. Shout out. We got Gravestone in the house. The Beardo is fat 199. My boy Paul Byersmith is here. Shout out Paul. Go Carrymon in the house. Saint Hugo is here. Sleeping Nova. Butter framed in gold. Matt Sanford, the gas station burrito. Vassnum, the king of Texas. Golden Apples, Jeremy Hughes review. Yes, I saw you're not convinced those gifts were trash and was stolen. I wonder. Fallen Angel, gotta admit, the intro's pretty slick, dude. That intro is slick as hell. Shout out to Bishop, who made that for me. Bishop, great dude. Sketch, how you doing, homie? Been a minute. Mad Hatter, 1776. Yes, they are making a sequel to Velocipaster. Dude, I love Velocipaster. I do. Now, here's the dealio. Hey, Minimal Everlife Tebow, you're tired and ready to be done moving. I hope the move is going successful, bro. I hope the move is going successful. I cannot wait till you're in your own space and you're able to get things taken care of. Like mad props to you, man. Mad props. Hey, shout out Tai Chi Santiago. Thank you for the sub. I see a lot of y'all saying hail. And I appreciate that. But here's the dealio. If you've not been on X, if you haven't noticed, over the last 24 hours, your boy's been going a bit viral. I've been going a bit viral on X, and I've been reliably informed because of it that I am in fact a racist Nazi. So instead, I would prefer that you guys now use the term Heil. I believe you mean Heil, because that is what it turns out is the case. So yes, let's get into it. Shout out before we get into it. Official, you know, we got to grift. We got to start off with some grifts. You guys will know viral. I thought that was just chlamydia. No, although some of the comments and then retweets and whatnot I've been getting are in fact diseased, so close enough. We got gripped a little though. So obviously you guys see we got tier goals. Tier 1, Hundo. I'll do a gaming stream. We'll do a horror game stream either tonight or tomorrow night, depending. Tier 1, $100. We'll do a horror game stream. Thinking probably Still Wakes the Deep, but I'm open to other ideas. Tier 2, tier numero dos. And then we'll do a watch party in the Discord. Same thing as we do when we do the Friday night Neon Leons. It's the same tier 2. And then for every either 5 gifted memberships or 20 banger, I'll read an excerpt from Morning Glory Milking Farms. I'll do it. I'll sacrifice for y'all. Just open to a random page and see what we get. So yes, Heil Harder, Leon doing numbers, as the kids would say. They haven't said that since 2023. Yeah, more or less. Zalozy, how you doing, brother? Aren't we all Yahtzees in this day and age? You can say Nazi, homie. You can say Nazi. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Let's start. Let's out the gate. My boy Trace did a video. Neon called out for saying you're beautiful. TwitchCon drama gets messy. Now, I don't know too much about this. I don't even know who Neon is. But I do want to support my boy Atreus. I want to give his video a view. I want to check out what he got to say. And before we get into the VTube stuff, which when it comes to TwitchCon, the VTube stuff is like, that's what I want to get into. But we're going to build up to it. We're going to pepper into it, you know? This is the appetizer, the amuse-bouche. So yeah, let's check out what Atreus got to say.
Support a local grifter near you. You know what I'm saying? By liking the video, subscribing to the channel, hyping the video up.
You're right. Support a local grifter near you, i.e. me, not him. He doesn't need it. Look at the bling on that cowboy hat. Homie doesn't need the support.
If you can.
Shout out, support Atreus.
Because I've been, like, weirdly losing subs lately because YouTube is doing its thing. I guess it's purging dead accounts. I don't know. So just make sure you're still subscribed and all that good stuff.
You know what? Out the gate, shout out to Atreus for being like, I'm losing subs because YouTube's purging dead accounts. None of this, my channel's under attack. Oh, they're unsubscribing me. Shadow ban. He's like, no. That is the thing that YouTube does. That's the thing that YouTube does, the thing that Google does. They purge dead accounts. It happens. So shout out to Atreus for not playing up that bullshit narrative of like, oh, my channel's under attack.
So the TwitchCon drama continues. But at the very least, I mean, Twitch can look at this and say, oh, for crying out loud, you know what I'm saying? For once, we're not at the center of it. This happened at TwitchCon, okay? Neon, very, very, very popular streamer, is at TwitchCon, and he's throwing a party, I suppose, and he's looking for women to invite to the party, because if you know anything about throwing parties, if there is no women, then your shit is cooked, bro.
For one, he is correct. Like, before we get into this, Atreus is entirely correct. If you're throwing a party and there's no women, you may as well not be throwing a goddamn party. Yeah, that's just worthless. Don't do it. It's lame and gay. That being said, this is Neon right here. This ain't the dude I would trust to be throwing a party, dude. Like, bro got a worse haircut than Rock Lee, and his vision is like 2300. I don't trust this dude to throw a party. I certainly don't trust a dude with glasses that thick to look for the women to come to the party. Like, nah. I'm good. I ain't going to no Neon party. Also, considering everybody seems to think I'm gay, me going to a Neon party would probably have a very different connotation to it. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out Malty.
To be honest with you, imagine going to a party or a club or any social function for that matter, and there's no women.
The only place I want to go where there's no women is fighting game tournaments. Fighting game tournaments or like a D&D event. And I ain't going to go to no modern day D&D event, as we will get into later in the show. Like any other event, any other social event, got to have women. That being said, if we go into a fighting game tournament, Magic the Gathering tournament, D&D, something like that, I don't want to see women. I don't. Women, we've seen what happened over the last 10 years when women got into that shit. When women got into gaming, when women got into Magic the Gathering, really, to be fair, women ain't even into Magic the Gathering. Dudes cosplaying as women are into Magic the Gathering. Oh, gun range, that's a good one. Yeah, gun range. Might not want to see women at the gun range unless it's Foxy Moxie. Foxy Moxie's proven herself to me. I don't want to see women behind the wheel. Women can be in the car, but not driving. So, that's fair enough, Ryan Lopez. They can hold the round 2 signs. Yeah, so women can be there. They're just not allowed to play. That's fair.
Oh, this must be a locker room. We must be finna go and play football or basketball. We're not? Baseball then. Soccer? Maybe?
Is it weird to anybody else just to imagine Atreus playing baseball? I don't know what it is. I get it. Black dudes play baseball, but like, in the minor leagues. Baseball is a white or I came here on a door sport. Like if you're not white and doing roids, or you floated here on like the fucking Titanic door, you shouldn't be playing baseball. I can see Atreus playing soccer before I can see him playing baseball.
No women. Yeah, sure. So, Neon walks up to... I'm just going to let the video play. I'm just going to stop giving my commentary. Watch this.
Hello, how you doing today? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Emerone.
Hi.
Emerone.
Emerone.
Just call me M.
M.
Yes.
Hi, M.
What's your name?
Neon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's horrifying.
Real quick, Emerone. I'm doing a little after party.
Okay.
I would love for you to come.
Why?
Because you're very beautiful.
We gotta go.
Out the gate, I don't see anything wrong with that interaction. Out the gate, I don't see anything wrong with that interaction. He walked up. He introduced himself. They talked. They exchanged names. Proper communication. He invited her to a party. She asked why. He gave an honest answer. I'm very, very confused as to why this broad is calling this harassment. For those of you that don't know, and I'm sure Trace will cover it, but she went on a tirade on X afterwards saying that she was a victim of human trafficking. And I don't know if that's true or not, but bitch, what that got to do with me? Like, if I'm walking up to you because I think you're a good-looking girl and I invite you to a party, and then you spurg out about how you were a victim of human trafficking, bitch, what that got to do with me? Let's be real.
I love being a
I invited you to a party. I fucking put chloroform on your face and said, you're going to the party. Totally different scenario.
fine.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, what did I do wrong?
Wait, what happened?
Objectified? Wait, what the fuck did I do? Hold on. Wait. It's always the fat friend, bro.
Now, believe it or not, I hadn't seen this clip yet. I've heard about it, but I had not seen this clip yet. Strong finish. Strong finish. Always in with making fun of the fat friend, because we all know the bitches got fat friends, and they ruin shit for the rest of us, for real. So, strong finish.
Big Shirley.
Big Shirley.
It's gonna
Agreed,
be
Tiger
Big
King.
Shirley every time. Every time. So I'm very perplexed by this. I didn't want to walk this back. So you go up to a woman at a social function, by the way. A social function. Very beautiful girl. And you want to invite her to a party. Now, you didn't pull your pants off. You didn't pull your pants down and start gooning in front of her. You didn't offer to eat her ass or nothing like that. Nope. You just said, hey, I want to invite you to my after party. She asked why. Which is a dumbass. Why am I inviting you to an after?
I like how Atreus seems confused that a woman would ask a stupid question. Like, are you really confused? Come on now. Also, I want to point out, maybe I'm taking this the wrong way. Maybe I'm not looking at this right, because maybe she was worried. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe we know for a fact, actually, that M had every right to be nervous. Why? Because she was at TwitchCon and we've seen that they don't do security, apparently. Like, that's... So she's fair in her nervousness.
The party, because parties need people. I would consider you to be a person. And parties are especially fun when there's attractive people there. So Neon's reasonable response is, because I think you're beautiful. And I think the party would be better if you're there. He didn't say that. I'm saying that.
Paul's comment got me in the chat. Would you still date me if I was a caterpillar? Stupid question, ass woman. But for real though, where's the lie?
I'm putting those words in his mouth because that's part of the reason why you would say that. This bitch turned around and literally said, I love being objectified. And I'm gonna have to. She's gonna take the brunt of this, but I'm including all the women in this because y'all are fucking stupid. I'm sorry, y'all are fucking stupid. All right. I need y'all. I don't understand why women can't understand this. Bitch, I don't know you. The entire point of me walking up to you and speaking to you is to get to know you. Okay? You love being a...
But these are the same broads that will complain, or they'll hop on X, and they'll throw a fit. Why don't guys ever come talk to us anymore? I was in the library, and I saw this cute guy, and I was wearing a nice outfit, and my makeup was done, and he didn't even come say hi to me. No shit! No shit, because if he'd come ahead and said hi to you, you just said, no thank you, and then fucking gone X and talked about how you were goddamn trafficked. No shit, dude ain't coming up to you. I'm tired of Tinder. Dumb slut.
Objectify. Duh, motherfucker, and you're attractive. People like to deal with attractive people. I love being objectified. Shut up. And then your fat friend coming, we have to go. Shut your big Shirley.
To be fair, when the fat friend said we, she meant just her. She's multiple people. Like,
It's all, and that's a true statement. It's always the fat, because she's getting no attention. Nobody's walking up trying to talk to her wild ass. So, of course, somebody's trying to talk to the attractive girl. We have to go. We have to. Shut up. No, you have to go. Burn some calories. And I hope she eating salads at that damn TwitchCon, because you know that food ain't good. So, the drama spills over, right? The drama spills over. Let me see if I can find it really quick. We're going to get to that in just a second. So, Neon responds to the backlash, okay? These are some of his...
damn,
tweets.
Vassnum.
I just found out she's a cam girl with vids of dildos in her ass, and she draws the line at someone giving her a compliment, calling her beautiful.
The plot thickens. Yo, shout, thanks for the sub, official 930. The plot thickens. Yo, I did not know she was a cam girl. I heard this story. I just assumed she was so... Wait. So you went on this goddamn diatribe about how you were fucking human trafficked. Because again, I'm sure Trace pulled up, but if not, I want to make another quick look here. This broad went on a diatribe on X about how she was human trafficked. As opposed to, you know, non-human trafficked, I guess. But she's a cam girl. What? No, okay, obviously maybe that did some damage. Sure, fair enough. Like, maybe you're a cam girl because you were human trafficked, and now you got some, like, shit broken in your psyche. Fair enough. But a dude walks up to you at a fucking convention and says, you want to come to my party tonight? And you're like, oh my god, I'm offended, I'm in danger, I've been human trafficked. Meanwhile, you're fucking taking asshole pics for the price of a McChicken? Get the fuck out of here.
Am I getting trolled? I'm never giving a girl a compliment again. First of all, those are my first time seeing it. That's my first time seeing that. Is she really a cam girl? Is she really? Now this says Neon Alt. Is that his real account though? I gotta find out. Hold on, let me come over here. Let me go to Twitter really quick. Ignore this.
Wouldn't it have been great if Atreus dumbass was like, I need to find out if she's really a cam girl. Oh no, wait, that's in the video. Like,
ignore this. Ignore everything you just saw. Neon.
I don't know nothing about Neon. I'm not defending him as one shows I'm making fun of her.
I don't even think, bro, that's not his real account. That's not his real account, is it?
Say I see Tom Cruise and say, hey bro, love you in risky business. What's his response? I think it'd be something like, like just some sort of awkward, weird laughing like he did on Oprah.
Only 20,000 subscribers? This is, bro. Hold on. We'll ask Grok.
What do you mean you ask? Dude, just Google it. You could just Google streamer Neon official X account and it'll pop up.
All right, we'll get the answer to that a little bit later. Okay, we'll get the answer to that a little bit later.
Atreus, man. Atreus. You could have edited that. We'll ask Grok. And then actually edit out him asking Grok. And then just cut the next one. Gee, my God, man. My fucking God.
But anyway, so coming back, she actually followed this up on Twitter. You can't make this stuff up, right?
Yes, here it is.
I didn't want to have to talk about this because it's incredibly difficult for me, and it was.
By the way, you don't have to talk about. I didn't want to have to talk about this. Stop. Full stop. Full stop, bitch. You didn't have to talk about this. Dude walked up to you at a con, invited you to a party, said you were beautiful, and your mentality is, now I have to tell the world I was sexually harassed and human trafficked. That's quite the leap. That's quite the leap. Imagine I get pulled over because I got a fucking busted taillight. I got pulled over because I got a busted taillight. And so I go on X. I didn't want to tell the world about this, but when I was 17 years old, my uncle touched me in my penis place. I don't really see how the two are related, but thank you for sharing.
It was a very dark time in my life. When I was 17 and 18, I was groomed in sex trafficking. You just cannot make this shit up every damn time. You can't make it up. Let me continue. I was groomed and sex trafficked by a convicted felon. I was isolated from my family and forced to do things I didn't want to do. I feared for my life daily. I nearly died on multiple occasions. I never wanted to have to talk about this because it caused a lot of anxiety. It's really upsetting that this was brought up like this and that I have to relive the trauma and address it.
The only trafficking that would have happened at TwitchCon, if you'd gone to the party, was sitting in California fucking traffic on the way to the after party. Jesus goddamn Christ. This attention-seeking whore. I don't know if she actually is a cam girl, by the way. I don't even know if that's a cam girl. But I'm not gonna be surprised. Like I will be more surprised if she isn't a cam girl when seeing dumb shit like this.
Little update. I've been dreading talking about this forever. But I
Right,
knew it would
Tebow?
probably get brought up eventually. A few of my close friends have known because it's unfortunately a big part of my life. We'll talk about it tomorrow on stream. Briefly before going back to normal. And thank you to all my friends who've reached out and been incredibly supportive and kind. It is what it is. I'm still happy and positive. My life is much better and happier than it used.
You want to know the funny part about this? You want, because I see Fallen Angel says, I'll take things that didn't happen for 1,000. Here's the funny part, guys. I don't know if you were on X or YouTube or followed this sort of stuff at the time, but about 3 years ago, give or take, there was this little situation, little bit of a kerfuffle, with a gal named Eliza Blue. Now, I'd followed Eliza Blue for years. Even before I was a content creator, I followed Eliza Blue. I thought Eliza Blue was inspiring. She was this based right-wing advocate for anti-trafficking because she had been trafficked and she had gone through horrendous shit. And I followed her. I thought her account was awesome. I watched her appearances on all these podcasts. I was like, God damn, this woman was an inspiration. And then, right around the time I started my channel, and one of the things that really helped launch my channel was it came out that Eliza Blue fucking lied about it all. Fucking lied about it all. Every bit of it. It was all a goddamn lie. But it turns out that she couldn't hack it in the music industry and in the modeling industry. And so she fabricated stories of being trafficked so that she could literally grift off the lie since she couldn't hack it in Hollywood. And I covered the shit out of that when my channel was first started. And the reason I bring this up is because Fallen Angel said things that didn't actually happen because of the Eliza Blue story. Because you had the staunchest, largest advocate for survivors and human traffickers turn out to be faking it. Now I don't believe a single goddamn woman when they say they've been trafficked. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna need receipts. I'm gonna need the proof. Show me the dude got arrested. Show me his mugshot. Show me the court proceedings. Then give me proof that you were even there and actually a part of it. Bro, no, I need a documentary. I need a Netflix-style documentary on your harrowing experiences before I believe that you were actually human trafficked. Eliza Blue ruined it for all y'all dumb broads. So maybe Emma Rome was trafficked. Maybe she was, but I'll tell you right now, I don't believe it.
used to be. Even if I had to go through a lot to get here, hopefully I can help others get. Bitch, go to fucking hell. Get the hell out of here. Oh no, wrong song.
For that bitch.
Dude, Tebow, that's awesome.
Get out of here. So apparently this was in response to either Neon's account or Neon's alt account bringing up the fact that she used to be a cam girl. Now I've known about pimps my whole life.
Shocker.
Pimps making you get up on cams now and just, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would venture to say, if you are a pimp and you put one of your girls on the internet, is that not a quick way to get caught? I don't understand. Like, whatever. Anyway,
All right, Atreus, we all know you're a big Andrew Tate fan. He should know the answer to these very obvious dumb questions. Come on now.
okay, so now she's blaming her ex-pimp for the reason why she was on cam shoving dildos up her ass. Okay, that's what she's doing. Mind you, if you go to her account, did she post some new stuff? Oh, okay, whatever. Mind you, this was
That's crazy, Tebow.
reposting this saying, chat, get his ass. By the way, shocked I even have to say this, but I said get his ass because of the way he treated my best friend who had nothing to do with our original interaction. Fuck that.
The way he treated what do you mean, way he treated your best friend? I didn't even see him interact. Am I tripping? I didn't even see him interact with the best friend. The best friend shuffled them both off before anything could actually fucking happen. He says at the end, yeah, it's always a fat friend, but like, he allowed to say that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He just said some douchey shit. She technically called for violence. Get his ass. What?
Guy, no one insults my best friend like that and just gets away with it. Girl, shut the hell up. Okay, your best friend should have minded her own business. He approached to speak to you, and your fat friend decided we have to go. Bitch, you're cock blocking because you're getting none. And the sum that you're getting is from dudes that are really desperate and trying to get some real quick before they eventually get post-nut clarity and realize, damn, I can't believe I just did that.
Look, I've only fought the fatty once, but I regret every day, guys. I remember like it was yesterday. This was like 6 years ago, maybe more, and I regret it every day. And like people like, yo, if you go back in time and do one thing, what would you do? People are like, I'd kill Hitler. I'd be like, dude, I would go back in time to 6 years ago. Leon says, don't fuck the fatty. It's not worth it. Don't fuck the fatty. It's not fucking worth it.
If she was really your best friend and you really cared about her, you would tell her she need to lose some weight. Hell, I'm not even as big as her, and my homeboys tell me all the time, hey, boy, get your big ass in the gym now. Every time. My homeboy, when I call him today, he probably gonna be like, you been to the gym today? Because that's what men do. But, man, I tell you what, bro. Look at her big wobbling.
No, you
Look at
didn't,
her
Paul.
wobbling
You didn't.
ass. I love being objectified.
Come on, let's go.
And the messed up part about it, her wide ass friend looked like she'd be cute if she just lost the weight. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. I've told y'all about this from the beginning of making my channel. You have to look out for feminine warfare. You love being objectified. Let's look up the definition of objectified. Okay.
Hold on. No. We gotta run that back.
Of objectified.
Ain't nobody gonna question why he be searching dragon tails? Did Atreus have like a bunch of little Atreans running around that we need to know about? Yo, why the fuck was Atreus searching dragon tails? Hold on. No. Hold on a sec, crew. We doing this live. We doing this live. Let's make sure that I don't have my... Okay, yeah. DMs didn't pop up. Hold on. We gotta call him out publicly. We gotta call him out publicly. Alright. So yeah, that's... We'll see if we get a response from that. Alright, let's keep going.
Okay. Objective 5. Definition.
Bro went from searching Dragon Tales to struggling to spell objectified. Atreus, man, you're not looking good in this video, homie.
Treat or view someone in a way that disregards their individuality or humanity, especially by considering them only in the terms of their sexual
Read your
attractiveness
comment.
or availability.
He did another video where he explained Pokemon ZA looks like a cheap Dragon Tales. Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Even if it's true. Even if it's true. I'm about to start some fake beef with Atreus. I'm about to start some fake beef. And we're going to both get rich off it on YouTube when we start a drama war. We're going to start a drama war. I'm going to say he fathered some children with with Brittany Venti or something. I'm going to say he fathered some secret children with Brittany Venti. And now he's watched them on the weekends and paying child support. Or refusing to pay child support. And he's showing them Dragon Tales while she's out, you know, throwing a fit about Lolly and shit. And he's going to come back. He's going to say, what do I know about kids? I'm gay. And he's going to try and out me and say, you know, this is the call out. Leon coming out of the closet. And we're going to talk about some shit that went down in Vegas behind closed doors nobody knows about. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be the ultimate YouTube beef. It's going to be better than Rice Gum versus whatever homo-ass Paul brother had the Rice Gum shit.
That's what that's what Google is saying. But let's go and look at the Merriam-Webster. To treat as an object or cause to have objective reality.
You're right, I am a grifter. Donate.
Objectify women. To give expression to something such as an abstract notion, feeling, or ideal in a form that can be experienced by others. That's another definition. The real definition, guys, is to treat as an object or cause to have objective reality. Can somebody
That's true,
with
Tebow.
more than half a brain explain to me how calling you beautiful is objectifying you? Even if we was to go back to this ridiculous ass, especially by considering them only in terms of their sexual attractiveness or availability. I've literally known you for less than 3 minutes. Why am I inviting you to a...
Yeah, let's be real. When you first meet somebody, anybody, man, woman, potential partner, whatever, they are a person in the bare minimum of ways. They are a person in that they are walking and talking and breathing, and that is it. I don't know you. I don't know your name. I don't know your moral values. I don't know your favorite movie. I don't know what you like on your chicken strips. You are a person in the most minimal aspect of the word. But what I do know is that you've got a great ass and you got pretty eyes. We'll start with that.
party? Because you're attractive. Oh, you're objectifying me. Bitch, how? I don't know you. What was I supposed to say? Because you're really smart and you're really talented. And you're, bitch, I don't know you.
Exactly, Lenny.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. We all love playing in the snow. But these white women crazy. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it at these white women crazy. They're crazy.
All right, look, white women are crazy in that, like, they'll slash your tires. But black women are crazy in that they'll fucking shoot you. I don't know which kind of crazy is worse. I like, black women will murder you. White bitches will fuck all your friends. I don't know what's worse. They are both crazy. And I don't even know what Asian broads will do. I don't want to know what Asian broads will do. Because I've seen a whole lot of anime. And anime makes Asian broads look fucking wild. You got that tsundere shit and whatnot? But
anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Because I'm just saying that because you never get that. A black woman would never say that. Not a real black woman. I'm talking about real black women. Like, I don't even think a Hispanic woman would say that. or an Asian woman. I love being objectified, boy. These white women crazy, boy. I love white women. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with them colors, but y'all motherfuckers crazy. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. As always, may the grip be with you. I'll talk to y'all later.
Good video, Atreus. Good video. That was a fun way to start stuff off. Fun way to start stuff off. If you don't support my boy Atreus, do so. I just dropped his link in the chat. Link to that video. Give it a like. Give him a sub. Atreus, my boy. I like fucking with the dude, but yeah, he my boy. Curious about that Dragon Tail shit. Definitely curious about that Dragon Tail shit. But he's my boy. But that was just the intro. That was just the appetizer, guys, for what we're doing on today's stream. Because now we're going to get into the big kahuna. Twitch just got exposed and it's so bad, dude. Some of that VTuber shit, I've been hearing some fucked up shit, dude. Throwing away gifts and whatnot, or as Paul is hypothesizing, they be stolen. I even heard Vacinum sent me a message. I wasn't able to find anything concrete about it, but Vacinum sent me a message, and hopefully it'll be in this video, about, like, Twitch doxing VTubers, making them get rid of their anonymity to come to TwitchCon because they couldn't verify them with a mask on. Nah. Nuh-uh. So let's find out what's going down.
As if the TwitchCon disaster with Emeru wasn't already bad enough, as well as Dan Clancy's absurd damage control, well, now we're getting even more reports about how terrible the event.
Damage control is certainly a way to put it. It's kind of like you see a bank being robbed, so you decide to burn down the bank because you can't rob a bank if there's no bank to rob. I guess technically that's damage control. Certainly an interesting choice of words.
Spin, as that takes us to Iron Mouse, who says, I deeply apologize to all the VTubers and the fans who had meet and greets at the VTuber booth this year. It breaks my heart to know staff threw out all the gifts. I should have known better than to trust them and taken care of everything ahead of time. I'm so sorry, everyone. One of the top responses here to Mouse from Buff Pup reads and also mentions Iron Mouse helping out, saying, girl, it's not your fault. It's clear as day that they don't know anything about VTubers or care about safety. Even with
To be fair, I would disagree with this. I would disagree. Twitch knows plenty about VTubers. What they know is that they love to ban them for showing midriff. Love to ban them for showing midriff. I mean, you could have real women out here being full-on topless, but the camera is right here, so it's fine. You could have women being full-on topless, showing everything, but they got a fucking censor bar over the nipplage because, for whatever reason, the nipple is the one part of the female anatomy that can't be shown. But no, VTubers show a little midriff, banhammer, motherfucker. So it's not that they don't know anything about VTubers.
when people expressed months beforehand. When I asked to have a meet and greet for Rose on the screen, they said they had no idea how to do it. And you came in and helped, so I don't want to hear you blame
Shout out,
yourself.
how you doing, Patty?
I love and appreciate you more than ever. And I'm sorry your experience with trying to help friends was super soured by Twitch, literally not caring, as usual. So they're not running the meet and greets properly, they're throwing gifts away, their security is a complete mess. And I got more to say about all that, but first let's keep going, because it still gets worse. As we've got Henya the Genius, and she posts, unfortunately due to a miscommunication or misunderstanding, any gifts or presents given to my meet and greet staff were disposed of by the venue staff. I'm very sorry for anyone who gave me a gift IO. I'm not so
I want to know what these gifts were. I do. I want to know what these gifts were. Dude, imagine somebody, like, comes up. Like, you got two different people. One's like, here's the handmade scrapbook of all your best stream moments. And the other one's like, yo, here's a fucking Rolex. And Twitch, like, staff just both looked at them as equal items of equal value. It was like, oh, both of these are worthless. Trash. Like, I wish we knew what the gifts were. And maybe this video will tell us. Maybe some people came forward. I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards, for some of these gifts, yeah, that they were stolen. They're either the staff at the con, like, jack that shit and they're gonna sell it on eBay, or they're gonna keep it for themselves or whatever. But yeah.
sure it was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding or an accident even, but like I said, I'll talk more about that once we keep getting some more context. As we've also got Canine Kuro saying, unfortunately, if you gave me a TwitchCon gift, the event lost them all. I still really appreciate...
Lost them all. You don't lose every gift. This is now the third VTuber to state that they didn't receive the gifts that were given to them by fans. You don't just lose, like unless you are Santa Claus, unless you're Santa Claus and you keep every gift together in a big red sack, and you're flying over the Atlantic Ocean, ignoring all the people from brown countries because they're not Christians, so they don't believe in Santa, and then he drops the sack into the Atlantic Ocean, never to be seen again. That is the only, instance where every gift was lost. Thrown away and or stolen. Not lost.
The intended gifts, though. A response here from Maya says they threw a gift
I agree,
for
Ram Bam.
Chibidoki into the trash bin. And that takes us to Chibidoki, where she says, can anyone else from my meet and greet vouch for this? Nags and I were told to stop. I'm so incredibly sad if this is true. I was genuinely so excited to meet everyone. They told us we had to end for safety. And that takes us to Chibidoki's experience, because not only did she have gifts thrown away, but they also gave her the complete runaround and cut her event short, citing safety concerns. Isn't that ironic? As Chibidoki says, sorry for the wait, chat. Not having the best experience right now. Just ugh. The staff have been lovely for the most part, but they wouldn't let me enter and told me to walk all the way to the help desk to get permission to enter my meet and greet, because their wristband they gave me doesn't work. I also had to show my face. It was very scary for me, but I understand why. Bro.
Look, VTubing as a culture. Let's be real. Let's talk actual seriousness about this for a moment. For a brief moment, no jokes. VTubing has taken the world by storm. Like some of the biggest streamers, content creators, whatever, on the goddamn planet are VTubers. One of the key things about VTubing is the anonymity. You're in a and this is a TwitchCon. This is a convention literally built around streaming. Streaming culture is 100% understood. It's not like this is some just random event. This is an event that is a conglomeration of streaming culture. So they know for goddamn certain what VTubers are. Mainly because VTubers are probably one of the few things keeping Twitch alive right now. Because we good goddamn well know it ain't Hassan, Hamas, Epstein, Osama bin Laden, Dog, Shocker, Fucker, Piker. So certainly they gotta know VTubers keeping alive. So they know that anonymity is the key, most important value and aspect for these VTubers. Now you're at a convention center with thousands of individuals, and you have this person unmask for verification purposes. By the way, how does that work? How does unmask? If these motherfuckers were anonymous to begin with, then them revealing their face doesn't even fucking prove anything, because you didn't know what they looked like to begin with because they were anonymous. Like, make that make sense. The wristband wasn't working. The wristband scan thing wasn't working. Okay, fair enough. So show me your face that I've never seen before. Therefore, I cannot verify whether it's actually you. Make it make sense. It doesn't make no goddamn sense. And now on top of that, they're surrounded by all these people that now also know their face, know what they look like. They've lost the one thing that makes them valuable as a VTuber, which is their anonymity. That's literally insane. And she went to the help booth. Maybe they took her to a private area. Okay, so instead of thousands of people seeing her, 10, 15, 20 staff members, whatever. That's still a bunch of people that now know what you look like and still couldn't verify if it was really you because they had no idea what you look like to begin with. This is dog shit, bro. And I'm not even big into VTuber culture. I'm tangentially related to it because I'm friends with fucking Cinny. Because I'm friends with Lumi. Because I'm friends with Mama Akko. Because I'm friends with Mizu. I don't even want to throw out Hypno because Hypno is, very much, he's a VTuber, but he's not related to VTuber culture. He doesn't like VTuber culture. So, I'm on the outskirts of it because I got friends that are VTubers. But beyond them, I don't watch VTubers. I just follow the drama because I find it fun. This ain't even fun drama. This is actually fucked up.
Imagine not even being allowed to enter your own meet and greet. And it sounds like this was because of a mistake they made with the wristband they gave her or something. So then she had to go like walk around all the way back to the help desk, get that swapped out or whatever. And by that point in time, the whole meet and greet has probably been delayed. That certainly cuts into the time of the meet and greet, which means she has less time to actually hold the event because of their mistakes. And it actually still gets worse from here, because Chibi then responds and says, "They also cut us short and we didn't get to meet everyone. I'm so sorry. If you see me around the convention, please feel free to say hi." And this dude Robrano says, "Wait, they cut you guys short?" When I asked the staff, they said it was y'all who cut it short.
I have no trouble believing this is true. I have no doubt in my mind that this is true. That TwitchCon cut the meet and greet short. TwitchCon cut the meet and greet short and then said, they're cutting the line, they're capping the line, they're ending the meet and greet. Because there's no such thing as goddamn accountability on Twitch. If there's no such thing as accountability on Twitch, why would there be accountability at TwitchCon?
I can't believe they try and shift the blame onto you guys. Chibi says, "What? No. We always meet every person. Last year we stayed for 3 hours. I think the line was too long, and for safety, they didn't want us staying." He says, "Oh, that's sad. A lot of us had to leave because they told us the line was cut because of your voice issues." Because I think that's what it says. ID sues. I think it's issues. And that typically they move folk to a different meet and greet area, but due to health conditions, it was just cut off. Chibi says, "What? But I never told any staff of my voice problems. I didn't even talk to any staff near my booth, only at the entrance." And he says at 3:30, they said the line was cut off and that while most creators typically go to a separate meet and greet area to meet overflow fans, due to the quote-unquote circumstances, we all had to leave. And Chibi says, "I don't think that's referring to me being sick. I think they're referring to the really bad stuff that happened yesterday." Then he says, the stuff that happened yesterday was horrible, but they specifically said that if a creator wanted to meet everyone in the line, then they'd move to a separate area. However, all of us were told to leave because you weren't feeling well and couldn't meet with more people."
I 100%, look, maybe more information will come out. Maybe I get it. There's two sides to every story. I believe 100% that TwitchCon, that this was all on Twitch, on TwitchCon. Absolutely. And why? Because they have burned, I was going to say they burned all their goodwill. They didn't have any goodwill really to begin with. I mean, like TwitchCon has been a shit show for years. Twitch has been a shit show for years. But at this point, there is no logical reason why anybody should give Twitch or TwitchCon benefit of the doubt. None whatsoever. So yeah, I don't even know this Chibi individual. I don't know if you guys do. Maybe you guys in chat know Chibi. I don't know. Maybe you've watched their streams, heard of them, whatnot. I don't know. I haven't. And yet I still have no problem believing every single word they're saying is true because Twitch and TwitchCon deserve so little of that benefit of the doubt.
Brano then added, "I even asked the line capper if there was anything I could do after being told that everyone had to go, and he just said, 'Leave.'" "Oh yeah, you can leave, bruh." Chibi would then post about the conversation that we just read between her and Robrano, saying, "Can anyone else from my meet and greet vouch for this? Nags and I were told to stop. I'm so incredibly sad if this is true. I was genuinely so excited to meet everyone. They told us that we had to in for safety. I never even told any staff I'm sick. I'm so confused. I showed up and asked if I could wait for Nags before going out. That's the only time staff talked to me in the meet and greet area before telling us to cut the line short. I'm so sorry if this is true." Which takes us to this response. TwitchCon staff is all over the place on miscommunication between attendees and streamers. A friend of mine was given so...
They're being real liberal with the term miscommunication. Just like they were being liberal with the term lost earlier, they're being liberal with the term miscommunication. This shit ain't a miscommunication. This is intentional sabotage. We all know Twitch hates VTubers. Twitch hates VTubers. So this is obvious intentional sabotage to VTubers. Like they got prop up their real people talent, the same real people talent they let get sexually assaulted on stage at meet and greets. But they gotta prop them up because they're real. So they sabotage VTubers.
much incorrect information, being originally told she could join your line after a separate meet and greet at the same time, but then removed entirely from the meet and greet area. She had a small gift bag of things in a clear bag she wanted to give you. Well, I mean, they'd probably throw it out anyways, but You know, I'm making a joke. It still sucks, but like, I'm not joking either. Like, they probably would throw it out, as we know. She asked security if they could give it to you. They said yes. Oh my gosh. They said yes, then proceeded to toss it into a nearby trash bin. She confronted them about it. They told her it was a security risk and could have.
So I've heard a little bit about this. I have heard a little bit about this situation. The throwing away was because, oh, they might be bombs. Uh-huh. Right. Let's think about this for a moment. So it's a bomb. So we're going to throw it in the trash. That way if the bomb goes off, it still goes off in the enclosed building with all these people. Where there's going to be fires and explosions and the roof's going to come down and it's going to blow people up. Like, uh-huh. I don't know how much of this is TwitchCon being retarded or how much of this is California's retarded. How much of it's that it's a bit of both. Right. So you throw a bomb in the trash. Exactly. This is why I hate Muslims. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Because that's a weird segue. And this is why I hate the American government as well. It's not just Muslims. It's the American government as well. Because if the American government hadn't let the Muslims fly planes into buildings, we wouldn't have this culture of needing to throw away little 3-ounce shampoo bottles into the fucking trash can at the airport. Which then leads to TwitchCon, where fucking VTubers don't get their goddamn gifts. So it's all connected. I want to make sure y'all know, we can blame George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, as well as Mohammed, for the reason that Chibi and Iron Mouse and all them didn't get their presents at TwitchCon.
Held an explosive. Dude, that's freaking crazy. So they say that they'll give the gift to Chibi. And then as soon as they get the gift, they turn to the trash bin and just dump it in there. And like, it's not okay to do that at all, right? But you would think if they're going to be scumbags like this, that they would at least wait until the guests left and were like out of view so they didn't like see that. But it sounds like they did it right in front of them. Like,
dude, this is hilarious. True story, right? So years ago, I was on vacation and I saw this, like, this is why I was young. I was like 18, 19 years old. And I saw this homeless dude. And, you know, anytime you're young and you're experiencing the real world and whatnot, you see people with like signs, you know, we'll do X, Y, Z for food. And I just gone through McDonald's drive-thru. And I see this poor son of a bitch holding a sign. He's fucking hungry. He's homeless, whatever. And I think, whatever. I don't need this food. I don't want to be a fat fuck anyway. And I give him the food. And I go to drive off. And as I'm driving off, I'm looking in the rearview mirror. And I see this piece of shit throw the unopened McDonald's that I just bought in the goddamn trash. Some ungrateful sons of bitches. Dude didn't even wait till I was at an eye shot to be a complete piece of shit. Not only did I hope he was really homeless, I hope he got cancer and then froze to death. I do. So needless to say, this is the same thing but for VTubers is what I'm getting at.
they did not even care at all. Oh yeah, we'll give it to her, and then instantly tosses it in the trash. Actually insane. And this whole thing about
exactly,
this like
Slowsy.
random
I learned that
security
afterwards.
that she gave the gift to try and like give the Chibidoki, and them lying about that, saying that they'll do it, and then turning around and throwing the gift away, saying it could be an explosive. That sounds completely unreasonable. You see, these conventions have the initial security checkpoint, and the protocol is those people decide who can come in and who can't come in, and if they need to dispose of anything before they're allowed in. So at this point in time, these guests were allowed in, meaning the initial security checkpoint was totally fine with that gift being brought in. And then there's the obvious point about, yeah, them just throwing what they think is an alleged explosive into a nearby trash bin and leaving it at that is also ridiculous. That wouldn't do anything to stop the alleged explosive if they really thought that's what it was. Which, I mean, in my opinion, based off what I just read, I don't think they actually
goddamn,
thought
Jamma,
that.
that's
I think
insane.
these people are just scumbags, and they were happy to throw someone's gift away. And as we know from the other anecdotes that we've been reading, this was not a one-time thing. This has been a recurring theme throughout TwitchCon, with staffers, whether security or other staff, throwing gifts away. And there's a bit more to
this. Dude, TwitchCon over there. Let's think about this for a moment. If they had focused even 25% more security on making sure that Imaru didn't get sexually assaulted. These VTubers could have gotten their presents. Like, think about that. The security is so busy throwing away trinkets that they let Imaru get assaulted. It's all connected, man.
To read about all of this, but I suppose while I'm making this long-winded commentary section now, I mean, comparatively to the rest of the video so far, I'll mention my opinion some more real quick. So we already know that some creeper went after Emiru, and in large part you can argue that Twitch not allowing her to have her favorite security guard, banning that dude, and seeming to limit what the security that she did bring was able to do is something that enabled this creeper to do what he did. But regarding the rest of this, specifically like this issue of meet and greets being ruined, guests being lied to, and gifts being thrown away, it seems like this has all been disproportionately affecting VTubers specifically. And this seems a bit too coincidental.
That's what I'm saying. I've not heard a single IRL streamer, or I don't know about IRL, but like real life flesh and blood streamer, say that happened to him. To be fair, VTube fans are diehard. I don't know if regular ass fans be bringing streamers gifts and whatnot. Although Critical Drinkers told stories about he goes to cons and people bring him alcohol, so maybe. But like, I don't know if people would bring in the flesh and blood talent presents, because they're just not diehard like that. Like, VTube fans are ride or die. But let's assume it happened. I imagine there's at least a handful of like real life, flesh and blood folk that got presents. We're not hearing any stories from them about their shit getting thrown away. That's why I'm saying this has to intentionally have been done to sabotage VTubers. Because it's not happening to non-VTubers. It's not like this is a TwitchCon problem. This is a TwitchCon problem specific to VTubers. Because Twitch hates VTubers.
Incidental, especially because similar things occur on the platform itself, on twitch.tv itself. For example, they'll give a VTuber like a 2-week ban saying that VTuber's too provocative, but then they'll have literal cam girls doing infinitely more provocative things, and they're totally fine with that. There's no repercussions for them at all. If anything, Twitch actually promotes that sort of stuff. So Twitch has a documented history of having a bias against VTubers, and it's really weird and it sounds dumb saying that.
Walk it
I don't
off,
know
Matt.
like why Twitch is this weird of a platform, but this is something that is well documented at this point in time, as mentioned. So I don't get it, but they're just weird and petty like that. And it seems like that's not exclusive to the platform itself. Even at a live in-person event, they're doing similar stuff and treating VTubers this way too. I suppose that's all to say that this consistent bizarre behavior from Twitch is too coincidental. It seems more likely and more reasonable to conclude that this is actually not an accident, and it is on some level intentional. Okay, so we left off here. We read this paragraph about how the security threw the gift away, saying, oh, it's an explosive, so let's put it in this trash can in the hallway or whatever it was nearby, because that's totally going to stop an explosive. Yeah, And so then the user says, we were told we could join the line again by one staffer, only for security to tell us that it was capped. We don't blame any of this on you. Staff clearly doesn't know what it's doing. Chibi responds by saying,
or better
I'm gonna
yet,
cry. I'm so sorry. And
better yet, staff does know what it's doing, and it's being done intentionally. I will need proof that it wasn't, and until then I'm going to believe it was. Anything that immediately jumps to TwitchCon is the bad guy. Because I say this all the time. I think I said this on a stream literally the other day. Never attribute to malice what you can first attribute to stupidity. Nah, Twitch has crossed that line. We've crossed the line. I am going to attribute everything to malice, because at this point it has gotten far too bananas to be stupidity. Yes, Twitch has a staph infection. Exactly.
then she went on to add, thank you everyone for the kind comments. I've been really heartbroken about everything, but I don't want to focus. I don't want the focus to be on me
Tebow.
when much
You might
worse
be right.
things happen to others. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm trying to take away from that. I just wanted to meet you guys. So yeah, in closing, this situation sucks. I feel really bad for the VTubers. I feel really bad for the viewers. Like, I can't imagine a viewer getting a gift being so...
I'm curious how refunds work. Because, like, I don't know. I've gone to a lot of cons. Sometimes you have to pay, like, So sometimes you pay when right before you meet them. Like say you're third, fourth in line. There's somebody there taking credit cards. And then other times, like when I met Stan Lee at a con, you had to buy that shit way in advance. You had to buy that shit way in advance. Like I bought my Stan Lee meet and greet package like 3 or 4 months in advance. So if these dudes had to pay, let's be real, they were probably all dudes. If these dudes had to pay in advance to meet these VTubers, and then the line gets capped and they didn't get to meet them, I could goddamn guarantee you they ain't getting that money back. Ain't getting that money back. Now again, if it's a situation where like you pay for autographs and pictures when you're up there at the meet and greet portion, alright, fair enough, whatever. But even so, this is a shit show, dude. This is a shit show.
Excited to give that gift to the streamer, and then you find out that not only did they not get the gift, but it was thrown away. Some people are speculating too that some of these gifts might not have actually been thrown away, but that Twitch staff actually took them. Although of course that is just speculation. But either
it's
way,
believable.
whether stolen or thrown away, this whole thing should have never ended up like this. Obviously, I think it's very likely that what happened to the gifts is probably somewhere in the middle. A lot of them were probably thrown away. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some opportunistic staffers who thought, yeah, I'm going to see if I can like stuff this in my backpack or whatever, you know? So some of it probably did get stolen in my opinion. That seems highly likely. I'm not saying that's a fact though, obviously. And then there's the whole thing with meet and greets, people given the runaround with that, saying, oh yeah, you...
Matt Stanford says, Twitch run by communists. Our gifts, comrade.
can go, and then saying, oh, you can't go, getting pulled out of the line or whatever. And then from Emiru's testimony the other day, we know that according to her, some of the staffers at Twitch were literally laughing about what happened to Emiru. So yeah, a complete mess of an event to say the least. Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you here and in the next one.
Twitch is so fucked, bro. TwitchCon is like, and here's the bitch of the bunch. Here's the bitch of the bunch. If you haven't watched my video today, because I finally put out a video on Emiru. I actually hadn't done a dedicated video on the Emiru stuff. I'd covered it on streams, but I hadn't done a dedicated video to the Emiru stuff. So I put one out today. If you watch that, you know my stance. All this aside, all this going down, and this shit's still gonna happen next year. TwitchCon ain't going anywhere. It's still gonna happen next year. And dumb motherfuckers will still show up next year. I mean, I do feel sorry for the VTubers, man. I do. Like I said, I'm not huge in VTuber culture. I'm friends with some VTubers. I like what I see, but it's not something that I pay, like, super close attention to. I mostly rely on them to give me the tea, and sometimes I'll join some VTuber streams as the token. You know how, like, every fucking TV show in the 90s and the 80s when I had the token black friend? I'm the token flesh friend for my VTubers, right? I'll show up on some VTuber streams as the token flesh friend. Whether it be Mama Akko, whether it be fucking Cinny, whatever. And that's good enough for me. And I like it when they give me this VTube drama tea. It's fun. But by and large, I don't watch VTubers that aren't my friends. That said, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Because I've been on the other end of this. I've been the dude that goes to anime conventions or sci-fi conventions or comic book conventions or whatever. And I meet the actors and I meet the artists and I meet the authors. And sometimes it's a great experience. And sometimes it's a shitty experience. But I've never had... And I've been going to cons since I was 6 years old. Because my dad was a convention junkie, dude. My dad was a nerd. I've been going to cons since I was 6 years old. I've never ran into a situation where, like, it was the staff treated me poorly and lied to me. In fact, I ran into a great experience when something bad happened to me. An individual stole my convention admittance, and so when I showed up, they're like, "You've already checked in." I was like, "No, I haven't." And I had paid for a very nice, expensive Stan Lee meet and greet experience. And they were like, and I explained the situation, and they let me in anyway. They let me in. They let me continue with the Stan Lee experience, the whole nine. So, like, the idea that you've got TwitchCon staff being this terrible, this shitty, it's it's antithetical to anyone that enjoys con life in general. I was trapped at a con by a man named Sean Connery. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about like VTuber drama or Twitch, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles you go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos react to on the Friday live streams, and of course get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to go even further because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord. Subscribe. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. And no, that's not the end of the stream. Don't go anywhere. I will probably be gifting, clipping this into a video for tomorrow. It depends. I'll probably be, clipping this into a video for tomorrow. It depends. Stream isn't over. Don't go anywhere. That said, shout out to Suns and Shadows podcast. I had a great time with them last night talking about my favorite movie, Army of Darkness. It was a good stream. It was a good stream. Shout out, guys. Thank you so much. You didn't have to. You did. It means the absolute world to me. Truly appreciated. So, you know what? This clip is for you. Oh, hold on. My stream deck is being retarded. I'm gonna have to fix that, and then you'll get a clip. There we go. Now this clip is for you.
I'm loving it again. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
I didn't, what? No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
Shout out. Thank you so much, Sons. Oh, right. And that was 5 gifted memberships. Hold on. I told y'all it was happening. For every 5 gifties donated or every 20 banger, random excerpt from Morning Glory Milking Farms. Oh, I opened to a good one too, baby. I opened to a good one. The thought of him taking his huge cock in hand, pumping it as he thought of her, wasting his valuable release because he is overcome with horniness. It was a terrible fucking day to have a shadow following her every move. She wondered how he pleasured himself. If he used a firm overhand stroke or a softer touch, mimicking the inefficient grip of her small hands, drawing out the process and edging himself until he came with a messy eruption. Dragging her nails lightly down his plump testicles, she bounced them against her palms, grinning when he growled. They definitely feel very full. We'll have to make sure we give you a good deep milking today. Help tide you over until Friday. And then the ring comes out Saturday. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. That was a good page to open to. Holy shit. Well done. Oh, chat, you love it. Don't pretend you don't. This is written for gay men, not women. I refuse to believe. Oh, Tebow. You sweet summer child, you. Yeah, Sons of Shadows, shout out. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Y'all get on his level. I promise you, Paul, I did not bookmark that page. I just opened it randomly to it. Promise you. You'll find out in the video what Grandma thought of the book, Mad Hatter. Alrighty. Let's talk about this Dungeons & Dragons shit. That's from my buddy Caboodus. I haven't talked to Caboodus in a few months. I need to hit him up. I need to hit Caboodus up. Caboodus is a good dude. Who Dungeons & Dragons is really for now. And his thumbnail's pretty good. His thumbnail says, it's not for the gays. So I'm curious what his argument's going to be here. Did you guys see this? Did you see this advertisement and marketing campaign for D&D? Guys, this is fucking painful. For those of you that don't know, I got my start as a Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering oriented channel. I was a Wizards of the an anti-Wizards of the Coast channel. That's how I got my start on YouTube. And you know what? It's not even the homoeroticism that bothers me the most. I mean, that bothers me. I don't like it. This whole fucking thing. This art is atrocious. The color palette's atrocious. The shading is atrocious. This is bad. This is like 2 steps above in terms of artistic merit of like Adventure Time or something. But what bothers me the most is the disrespect for the fucking lore. What is this happy-ass beholder here? This is what pisses me off the most. It's not the fucking homos here, although that is annoying. It's the fucking happy, tiny little beholder. I hate this. So let's see what's going down in this here town.
So, you guys probably saw this during this week, right? Was like 3-4 days ago. Wizard of the Coast. Sorry. Yeah, the official Dungeons and Dragons page, they posted this piece of shit, artwork right here. You guys can see the very happy gay couple, the behinder.
Okay. Calling a beholder a behinder in this gay-ass art. That's pretty good. That's pretty clever. I like that. I do. Also, can we blame women? I want to blame women again. And I know we do that a lot in this channel. And it's for two reasons. One, because it's funny. But two, because it's usually true. And I'm going to blame women for the rise of tieflings as a playable class in D&D. Because dudes never fucking played as tieflings. Dudes never even had the inkling to play as tieflings. That is all a fucking woman thing. And tieflings fucking suck. I fucking hate tieflings. And I hate people that play as tieflings. And I blame women for this.
A beholder / behinder, that's his new name. And even the grandmas, you know, how do I point? Yeah, even the grandmas right on my right side. My right? No, Jesus Christ, this.
I'm actually impressed. I'm actually impressed because not only you've got 3 virtue signals in one here. You've got 3 virtue signals in one. You got old people representation, lesbian representation, and interracial representation because one's black and one's white. Like, this one, like, they meticulously were like, how much boxes can we check when drawing this? Well, I hesitate to call it art, but you get what I mean.
Camera. Even then had to be gay, you know, the bard is gay. This is supposed to be half orc. This guy right here. And look at this guy.
That's supposed to be, we mean it's supposed to be half orc. It looks like the leader of the Gang Green Gang from Powerpuff Girls if he were fucking gay. It's what's his name from Powerpuff Girls if he sucked Mojo Jojo's cock.
Guy. He is the complete stereotype of a hippie, you know. Look at the ear, I don't know how to call it in English, you know, the ear stretcher, is that how you guys call it in English? I don't know. The beard, the hairstyle, the half orc here, he is like, you know, hippie guy too. Of course, gay guy, like it. And there's this
Ace! Thank you, AJ. Yes, Ace. Yo, shout out. Thanks for the sub, Slipstream29. Appreciate you. Yeah, reminds me of Ace from Powerpuff Girls. And yeah, by the way, yes, the day Dungeons and Dragons died. This is just Dungeons now. I gave up on D&D because of shit like this. I don't play anymore. Now, to be fair, I always did homebrew shit anyway. Ask Paul. I've been Paul's DM, or used to be Paul's DM for like, shit, 7 or so years. We always had consistent games going for like 7 years straight. But yeah, no, this is, I can, you know, in good conscience, no longer even play Dungeons and Dragons. By the way, they can't even draw a fucking rainbow right. They can't look at this. They can't even do a rainbow right. They can't even Roy G. Biv it. They can't even Roy G. Biv the shit out of this. They got the colors wrong. They got the spectrum wrong. They don't connect. Bro, how you gonna be a professional artist and you can't even get your goddamn Roy G. Biv correct? I just noticed that, and now you have to notice it too.
Flirting with a diverse elf. Let's put it that way, right? Everybody's gay in this. No, on the right here. No, at the right side, upper right side.
No shit. Hold on. Ripper just praised my autism on his stream. We'll come back to this. Did he really? Hold on. I want to check that out. Let's switch gears for a moment. We will come back to this, but let's switch gears. I've never I don't know that Ripper even knows who I am. So, is he doing for canon's sake right now? Hold on. Let me check it out. Is he doing? He was looking at my Twitter posts. No way. Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's super cool. Let me Young Ripper. I didn't even know he was live right now. Oh yeah, he's doing. Hey, sweet. I'm
do want to corrupt it in some sort of way. It's like, okay, definitely with regards to like Western
hold on.
The case, if anything, you should have anticipated that.
Yo,
right?
Damn. Is this? Yeah, he's got my tweet up and everything. Hold on, I want to hear what Ripper has to say. Y'all cool? We switch gears for a moment. Yeah, we're gonna check this out. Shout out, thanks, Ripper.
No, this is pretty.
And it will invariably end up the way it will always end up, which is the racist Japanese people will accept the brown person in, and inclusion diversity is yay. Yeah. And it's sunshine and roses, and it's just saccharine shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, bros. It's
Yo, Hypno, I didn't know you reacted to my stream last night. Out of my tweet, I was streaming.
Here in a bit, I'll show you. But I was looking at some of these. It's not gonna.
I'll check out your reaction too, then, motherfucker.
You'll see that it's a bunch of guys that are pretending. Oh yeah, I'm all in on this. But let's
Hypno in the chat.
Shout out to Words of Paradise, because this is what they said. There's been a lot of talk about the announcement and whether or not.
Hold on. We gotta stop right there. I want y'all to pay attention to what he said.
This is what they said.
Called me a they. He called me a goddamn they. Even the people that are on our side think I'm a goddamn tranny. He called me a they.
There's been a lot of talk about the announcement and whether or not it's woke or DEI manga. I started looking into this, and I was not expecting the rabbit hole it took me down. Here's the key information. Half is more. That's the title,
That's
right?
what I keep telling the missus.
Says, and is published on TorchWeb. TorchWeb is a digital manga site that is owned by Lead Publishing Company. Now, TorchWeb describes itself as...
Wait. Oh, no, Vast, you're probably joking. Okay.
A space for the alternative expression and manga that explore mature philosophical and unconventional themes covering topics, daily life, relationships, art, aging, social issues, yada, yada, yada. Sales data. First serialized starting on June 29, 2022, and did not get a physical release of Volume 1 until March 28, 2025. There was never any publicly disclosed sales data digitally or physically. Instead, we have to rely on Oricon. For those who don't know, Oricon is a major Japanese company that tracks, publishes manga, and publishes manga, music, yada, yada. Oricon tracks weekly manga charts by volume as well as yearly sales rankings, both digitally and physically. Half is more never once charted.
You surprise me.
Almost like people aren't interested in this. Right? So, this
might be my best work, guys. In terms of posting on X, and I thought my shit about Alyssa Mercante did good. This might be my best work.
Key context that obviously a lot of people don't know. This happens all the time over there. It happens over here as well, where you get these things that are previously published. You get someone else that wants to give it a try at publishing. This was not necessarily one of those, hey, there was this underground project that so many people enjoyed. Now we want to give it even bigger of a platform and get it out there to more people. From all accounts, it looks like people were not interested when this was originally published, which was
correct. He is entirely correct. And we went over the lack of not only lack of sales data, but in my video we went over the lack of trending. There was nobody in Japan even writing reviews of this manga.
Was ironically the same or almost around the same time the Rippaverse launched, June 29th. This is we launched next year, the next month,
where everything was balls deep into DEI.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Funny how that works, right? And so they says in reference to other digital storefronts tracking, it also never cracked ebook Japan's monthly top seller. So right now,
shocks me.
You have the situation where this was not a book that a lot of people seem to be interested in. Okay, it did not get recognized in the award circuit either.
No, it did. It did get recognized.
No, excuse me. Hold on.
Okay.
Excuse me. It got recognized in the award circuit, and it was the Korea Night Owl Manga Award, an arbitrary award for late night reads. This sort of indie hipster stories you'd expect at the artsy upper class scene. These award ceremonies.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It means nothing. It's
exactly. He's correct. It means nothing.
The winner of the late night reads. What?
This is where it gets interesting.
Press and exit out anyway.
Obviously, winning an award like that will, at the very least, boost visibility, though there's nothing to indicate sales increase after the winning. Exactly. That's not how it works. Especially in this day and age.
Yeah. Maybe once upon a time.
Yeah. Well, I'd argue that once upon a time.
I will disagree with him. Because then this is why I separate it out. It will boost visibility. That just won't translate to a boost in sales. Like, anytime you see a movie that, is being touted as, it's the #1 movie in America, because that's what all movies say, well, you're getting those ads more and more, because they're paying for the marketing and whatnot. That doesn't mean more and more people are actually going to see it. So boost in visibility doesn't mean a boost in sales. I would disagree with him here.
To be a lot more integrity in...
Only for Super Chats, Zach's 20 or higher.
Comics or anything. We've seen this across all stages with games, right? Like game awards and stuff of that nature, where people, they take it with a grain of salt. It's not like, okay, well, they acknowledged it and therefore it must be something that the community
exactly,
is
Serrano. Exactly. Serrano says boost visibility means more people will see it. Do you really think that every game media place talking about Veilguard didn't boost its visibility? Correct. So the visibility was boosted. That doesn't mean the sales are boosted. And that's why I specify that in this tweet.
Obviously, winning an award that will, at the very least, boost visibility. But when you look into Korea and where their funding comes from, and this is the people that awarded them with the one award that they did get, one of the big names that comes up is Cool Japan Fund, and this is a Japanese government-supported fund for creative content. The Cool Japan Fund is a public-private investment fund and touts pro-ESG stances. In fact, on the Cool Japan Fund website under news, there's a section dated May 30th, 2025 that says it published and they quote, DE&I promotion policy and harassment prevention policy.
Well, I know why they called it Cool Japan, by the way. Cool Japan Fund.
Why's that?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Going to take my glasses off this.
Okay. I'm very concerned.
Because Infiltrate Japan have been taken.
Well, he's actually not... I get he's trying to make a joke there, but he's not necessarily wrong. So, what Cool Japan Fund is, and I should have gone into this more in the video I did about it, Cool Japan Fund is actually not about infiltrating so much so as it's about... It is, but in a roundabout way. So, the Cool Japan Fund is actually about exporting Japanese products to the global market. But if you're going to export to the global market, what do you got to do? Well, you got to globalize it. You got to make it more Western or whatnot. So they are being infiltrated in a roundabout way. They're being infiltrated so they can export more. So he's not wrong, but it's even more twisted than just that.
Makes sense. That makes sense. What this means is that while the manga itself may not being made funded for the explicit reason of promoting woke or DEI sensibilities, I maybe dispute that because
really though,
right? Like I wouldn't go.
No. See, Eric got it wrong here. I didn't say the manga. I said the mangaka. The mangaka is the author. But again, since I don't think Eric knows about anime and manga and stuff all that well, so I don't think he knows what I'm saying here. I say the mangaka may not have created it for woke DEI purposes, because I specifically mean the author. But again, I don't think he knows what a mangaka is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he knows what a mangaka is.
So far and say that we don't look. It does seem a little AstroTurf, and they acknowledge that. They said the AstroTurf buzz behind it from third parties absolutely is. As for Viz Media's involvement in the localization, that's what's happening, is going to be translated and such localization of Western distribution. Viz is owned by Japanese publishers. Shoga.
Hey, shout out! Thank you so much, Type G.
You ain't doing that on me, mate.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Shueisha. So the next step was to see if BlackRock or any of the other visual suspects in terms of DEI investment companies had any stakes in Viz. The answer, yes. Marubeni Corporation. Around a year ago, I did a video about Marubeni Corporation and how they are Japanese DEI investment firms, similar to BlackRock, and like in the West, and how they are heavily investing in manga and anime. So, how are they related? Marubeni Corporation started a joint venture with these publishers in 2022 and now has a 34% stake in the venture. What do you know?
Wow, this is shocks, man.
Shocking news. So yes, there is ties to DEI investment in the Western release of this manga, as it's being localized and distributed by
that's good
company, who do have ties in at least one DEI investment firm. So at the end of the day, here's a short version. A niche manga that didn't sell well, wasn't heavily marketed, and whose only claim to fame is winning an award by pro-ESG DEI government-funded magazines is now getting a Western release funded by a company that has ties to pro-ESG DEI investment corporations in Japan. You're all welcome and don't deserve me. So, in short, yeah, this isn't just some, hey, manga done by someone that, it's just so organic as ever, and now it's...
To be fair, it might be, like the author, it might be an organic story that the author wanted to tell. But that's the thing, and that's what these people do, is they use and abuse and manipulate. You could have an author with the best intentions of the world, and they want to tell a legitimate story that's important to them. Now, just because a story is important to you, don't mean it's going to be important to anyone else, anyone at all. You could write the greatest story in the world that's the most important to you, but if other people don't buy it, they don't fucking buy it. But if it can be co-opted and used and abused, yeah, Tales of Kinzera Zao. Exactly, Serranos. Great example. Tales of Kinzera Zao. I got no doubt in my mind that Abu Bakr Salim did, in fact, pour his heart into that for his dad and whatnot. That does not mean that it wasn't twisted and altered and abused and taken advantage of and put on a pedestal as the next, second coming of Christ, of DEI Christ, Black Jesus.
It's being pushed. No, this had already been previously published. Now it's getting the Western push, and all that's still tied to some of the initiatives that have plagued the West. Okay, not anything new, not anything surprising, but I do think it's a harsh reality for a lot of people that believed for some odd reason that Japan was like uncorruptible, and that was.
The reason people believe that Japan was uncorruptible because it took so much longer to get to Japan. See, Japan, it's not they were uncorruptible. They just weren't part of the equation. Why bother with Japan when American shit's selling well? Think about the height of the MCU. Think about 2012 to like 2016, right? Height of the MCU. Bro, you got Marvel movies making Billy after Billy. Why would you go put all your ESG and DEI and BlackRock and Raytheon and State Street funding into anime when you could put it all in this Marvel shit that's making a Billy? Only after the shit dries up and isn't making money anymore do you then move to Japan. So people thought Japan was uncorruptible because they just hadn't set their sights on Japan yet. And actually, they had set their sights on Japan. That's another misnomer. They had set their sights on Japan, just not anime and manga, because this shit hit Japanese games a while ago. This shit started hitting gaming in Japan, I would say roughly 2018, give or take. 2018, 2019. But again, people didn't realize and pay attention.
It was never the case. If anything, you should have anticipated that folks worldwide, right? This is not just Americans doing this, that are emphasizing these initiatives and agendas would actually go and target Japan, considering how influential they are right now. Why are they influential? Really simple. Well, people have opted to go to them because it seems that for the most part, by and large, with few exceptions, they focus on entertainment above all.
I didn't realize I was going to stick that many caveats there in such short
Correct.
period of time.
He is correct.
Yeah. But people are like, look, man, these guys, let's say maybe in my own country, aren't providing me with or servicing me as far as what I want out of my entertainment. Therefore, I'm going to go elsewhere. And so Japan seems to be focusing more on entertainment. They don't seem to be highlighting some of the things or caring about the initiatives and all the diversity and the inclusivity and all these other things that we've seen just absolutely tank so many properties over the last years. And so folks have turned their attention. You saw to Japan. You've seen the growth of manga in the West, not like out in the East, but you've seen the growth of manga in the West, and that's what it's attributed. People are feeling like those stories, those characters are better than what's being produced out of the West. So why wouldn't they? You'd almost make the argument, why wouldn't they go to start targeting Japan? With
I didn't see it, Paul. Let me see. My favorite fact about Sailor Moon is that she could defeat. Oh, kill yourself, Paul. In Minecraft.
Less is more. Right? We've heard this saying a long time, because less is more means if you saturate something, then people are either going to get bored of it, they're going to get sick of it, they're going to get tired of it. But if you do it sparingly,
right,
then it's going to have more impact, it's going to have more meaning, it's going to be able to reach people in a better understanding.
So Az isn't wrong here, but I am curious what point he's trying to make. Because if he goes the direction I think he's going, I'm going to disagree with him, but we'll see.
The problem with not for me, I don't give a rat's ass. Problem that ESG and DEI has is that it's a full frontal assault.
Right.
And so they can't do the less is more because it becomes a consistently smashed over the head with the baseball bat of my racism, my inclusivity, my diversity. And it gets to the point where people are just sick of it now. So it means nothing. Right. This is not a fucking new story, right? And the very fact that they face daily trials of racism, right, in itself is eye-rolling. But then you get onto microaggressions, and I'm immediately like, just fuck yourself in the ass, right? Take your bits and pieces, bend yourself over, and ram it right in there. Because microaggressions is soft. Microaggressions are for soft, weak, limp-wristed baguettes.
To be fair, these are the same people that created Hello Kitty, so.
That can't handle life, right?
Yeah.
So you want to try and push this towards a regular, normal human being, and you yourself are saying, I'm a snowflake, soft piece of fucking dog. I am the diarrhea out of a puppy's asshole. I am that fucking soft and weak and stinky. And I want...
Considering how many anime have been produced for streaming services the last several years, I can't help but ask myself if anime bubble is on the verge of bursting very soon. Well, that's both true and not true. First of all, it depends on what you mean by anime produced for streaming services. Because in Japan, largely most anime still air on regular television. They air on streaming services as well, but on regular television. A lot of what's made for streaming services aren't actually made for streaming services. They're made for regular television in Japan, and they're licensed in America by these streaming services. So it's a little bit different. Now you could talk about like the Netflix original anime like Castlevania and whatnot, but that's not anime to begin with. It's not anime to begin with. It's done in an anime style. It's anime adjacent. It's a wannabe anime, but it's not actually anime. Most of the stuff that's being produced specifically, like Carol and Tuesday is a great example. Carol and Tuesday was touted as, this is a Netflix original anime. It's made for Netflix. No, it wasn't. It aired in Japan a fucking year before. It just was exclusively available on Netflix in America. Shout out Dragon Master for the 2-banger. Thank you very much, homie.
Want to tell you how to live your life. I'm a fucking mentally ill, pink-haired fucktard from Portland. I can't even get my own fucking gender correct. I don't know what my fucking pronouns are because they change every fucking day. And I'm shacked up with my lesbian lover who beats me for a fucking living. And I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the world and how to live your life.
Shout out, Jin
Fuck
Maxi.
off.
No problem, Carl. Happy to help.
And Japan are the people that they are the perfect people to just look at you and be like, anyway.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna go about my business.
Yeah.
But like,
oh look, the West is crazy again. What a surprise.
What a surprise. What a surprise. And again, that's the thing, and why I believe that this makes this so it makes it so attractive for, again, those that do want to corrupt it in some sort of way. It's like, okay, definitely with regards to like Western
Wait, Serranos, Kangman Lee responded to my post? No way. I haven't checked it in hours. It started getting overwhelming, so I haven't checked it in hours. I didn't even know Kangman Lee responded. That's funny as shit. All right, hold on. We're pulling this up right now. Hold on. No, why is it? It's not bringing. It's just give me this, Serranos. I don't know if you sent the right link. Here, let's see. Can I copy? Yeah, no, this is what... Oh, are you sure you want to... My bad. I'm retarded. I thought I was saying the site isn't available. Also, yo, AJ, shout out. Thank you for becoming a member, homie. Thank you for becoming a member. Yo, Cayman Lee says, good work. Thank you for exposing this. Homie doesn't even know that we were talking ridiculous shit on Kangman Lee like a week ago on stream. That's fucking funny. Holy shit. Shout out Kangman Lee. Thanks, Serranos. That gave me a good laugh.
Distribution. We already know that there's been this like issues that people have had with localization, translations of certain
youngest boomer, yeah, fair enough,
and anime in general. How some things seem to be, it's not even the original creators and their intentions. You're getting translators that are wrongful.
And then AJ with an additional 5 bangers says, I donated blood today, so take my blood money. It's literally blood money. You'll love to see it. Yo, shout out. Thank you so much, brother. You know what? This is for you.
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Bro, that werewolf blood be worth a fortune on the black market. Thanks a mil, AJ. Truly appreciate it, homie.
Stating something was said that wasn't on the agenda.
Yeah, localizes.
You know,
yeah.
And
they just make up dialogue. They just literally make up dialogue.
It's just not there. It was never there in the so you again that it by itself is when you start to, you have to look at some of the what Japan, when we get it in the West as far as our distribution, no matter who it's through, you kind of have to know that influence is there. And I do believe what's happening now is that they're trying to be a little more direct in their influence, and not just with the translation. They're trying to get the stuff with the original material.
He is entirely correct.
I think what they're going to find is that, look,
like, and here's an unpopular opinion. I got an unpopular opinion on localization. There does need to be some aspect of localization, and here's why. Certain idioms do not translate. They don't. They flat out do not translate between languages. Okay? So you cannot do direct translation. Now, I think the translation should be as direct as possible. But there will always be that 5 to 10% margin that will have to be localized. But they should localize it to the best of their ability to make it still function within the context of the anime and what the scene's trying to state and promote, not with whatever their own Western bugaboo hullabaloo is. So yeah, that is. I get a lot of people hate the idea of localization, and I do as well, 9 times out of 10. But there are going to be a few things. There's certain idioms, things like that, just they flat out do not translate. And it works the other way as well. There's some shit we say in English that just flat out does not translate to Japan. They like, well, if we use the phrase eating a dead horse, that does not compute in Japanese. That does not exist. So if they were taking a Western show and they were putting it on for their Japanese audience, and they were translating it Japanese, they would have to change that dialogue.
This issue, it doesn't matter where it was produced. This was the reason why people opted to go to Japan in the first place for their entertainment. But it doesn't matter who produces it; it still is a problem. This is a boring trope that is predictable. It is heavily relied upon by a lot of, again, using this term loosely, creators that are in the West that want us to talk like okay, read that by itself. Is this a story that you are interested in, no matter who it came from? As when can I sell you on a story?
With it. No,
I can't sell you a story saying about this is going to be about the daily trials of racism, microaggressions, and otherness.
I politely decline your offer, sir.
So I can't, not interested in what you're telling me.
Not made for me, sir.
Again, boring.
But look at that. I mean, I take it that's the cover.
Something,
judging, and the cover's her fucking shouting and crying like a fucking petulant bitch. I'm being racism against them, shouting at the machine. Shut your fucking.
Yeah, it's again, no matter who it was produced by, people aren't interested in, and again, making this more unique to.
Now, when he says people aren't interested in it, to be fair, there are going to be some people that are in the West. I hate this, but I believe it. This is going to sell better in the West than it did in Japan. It's still going to be a flop, mind you. It's not going to sell well, but it is going to sell better here in the West than it did in Japan. Mark my words.
Some of the stuff that we've talked about over the years, those of you out there that are
I
in the
might
chat,
order this for
know
Hypno
you
for
have
his manga
frustrations
collection.
because some of you have probably been in the actual, dare I say, the comments of this original post here, and it can be headache-inducing because these people like to pretend that.
Did they buy it?
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not.
Of course they didn't.
They didn't buy it originally. We saw what the sales were. They didn't buy it.
No. Yeah. By the way, this is not going to. There's another reason this won't work out. So for those of you that don't know, and I didn't include this in my my post about it because I didn't really think it was relevant because I was only trying to talk about the back end government DEI aspect. But this manga was actually put on hiatus, and it is still on hiatus due to low sales. It sold so poorly, it's not even currently being produced in Japan. There's only one volume. And it never went any further. So you can't even try and turn it into an anime. You can't really even market it because it's not getting, at least as it currently stands, it's not getting any additional traction. There's no more story for they can't put out a volume 2. Volume 2 doesn't exist. You can't make an anime off this because there's only one fucking volume. So no, it would not. It fundamentally wouldn't work.
Buy it in Japan, and they're not going to buy it out here.
No,
not like that. No, I tell you what, it will be. This is what I will say. There will be a massive discrepancy. You'll look at the push for it, and you'll look at all those likes. I can guarantee you that the sales won't be indicative of that. How many people like this post? How many does it have it here?
Social media will not ever correspond to the number of sales. It will never. In a fucking blue fucking moon, will it? And that's only because the thing is, in itself, the IP is beyond,
right
type of business. But no. It's just a bunch of wankers who they're not interested in the book. What they're interested in is the fact that their politics align, or their perceived politics, because they don't actually have any.
We'll give this another 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll go back to the D&D stuff, by the way. I'm enjoying this conversation.
They don't fundamentally understand it.
So they don't have actually any politics other than my diversity is good. Okay, tell me why. Well, if there are different cultures, then we can learn from each other and grow. Be specific. How?
It comes down to because reasons.
Yeah, it becomes then it just turns into you're a Nazi and
that's the reflex.
You probably vote for Trump in the UK or something. Some retarded.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the argument as to why mass immigration or mass diversity and inclusion is good. Give me an argument.
I didn't bring this up either when I did a video about it because it didn't occur to me. One of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite video games of all time is Persona 5. And I know there's a lot of y'all in the chat that also love Persona 5. On Tamaki, one of the main characters of the game, she's a Hafu. She's a half-breed. She's half Japanese, half American. And there is a small side story that's part of her character arc in the game about what she goes through with that. And it's interesting because it builds on her character. It is not all of her character. It is one of many facets of her character. She's a model. She's fierce. She's loyal. She feels like a failure, though, because she couldn't save her friends. She has something to prove. She is a victim of sexual abuse, but she's doing it to help her friend out. And then yes, she has gone through issues of being treated differently because she's a half-breed. I will too react to yours, goddammit, Hypno. You start with me, son. The point is, there's so much going on in that game, so much with all the characters, and the fact that she is a half-breed is like one small facet of her character. And it works, because that's all we need. Is that once we don't need that to be her entire character. No one wants that to be her entire character. Tamaki would not be a waifu for life if that was her whole character. This manga doesn't understand that.
As to why it's actually good. Because to me, if you take out the diversity element and concentrate on the character element, a la Rippaverse, then you can just focus on characters.
Yep.
And so you get a right hodgepodge with saints and sinners. You can either create a brand new character or you can pick a Rippaverse character. I want to pick Ingrid Valdez, a Latina female.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. I disagree with some of the stuff they said there, but I think that most of it's because they're just they're unaware of certain things in Japan, certain terms and whatnot. So he was all in all, I think it was mostly a great take. I think they said a lot of good stuff, but yeah, there's some. You could tell they're not anime manga fans. They're very much Western media fans. So they got information wrong or they misunderstood the points I was making. But that's fair. That's fine. So we're going to finish out this and then, we'll see what Hypno had to say about my tweet and then we'll wrap the stream. We got about 40-ish minutes left. I think we go another 40 minutes. Let's do it.
You see, I think that's a drag queen, this right here. Sorry, my mouse isn't. No, right above the grandmas, the lesbian grandmas, we have the drag queen. It's Dungeons and Gays. It's gays and dragons.
He could have said Dungeons and Drag Queens. Dungeons and gays and dragons. That's not that clever, Cabrutus. You could have said Dungeons and Drag Queens, and it would have worked.
This is an official artwork they did. In this realm, your story is yours to tell. And of course, your story has to be.
Why do you say that, Tiger King?
About gay people and even the dwarf is like androgynous right here. This is supposed to be a dwarf, I guess, with the eye patch. Okay, so of course people don't like it. I mean, if you take a look at the comment section, you can see lots of people do the AI videos. I've talked about this myself too. For example, here, even the fucking beholder must be dicks in the most like dicks, dick holder, behind there. You know that's some of the nicknames. Bro, this AI video.
This fucking slapped. Did anybody see this? This was awesome.
Oh, that's in the what?
No, that's never mind. I thought that was the Warhammer 40k one. There's a Warhammer 40k one that's really good.
One if
Cabruz was sipping for Capcom defeminizing Street Fighter characters. I would need to see proof of that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I didn't see that and I don't remember that. I would have to. Yeah, I mean, if you can show me evidence of it, then fair enough. We have a conversation about it. But I don't. I never saw that.
Space Marine. So yeah, this one.
Here we go. Yeah, this was great. And it's funny because I saw somebody fucking shared that and it was like, this set Warhammer 40k back 40 years. And I was like, no, the fuck it didn't. Because real 40k fans love this shit. In fact, real 40k fans thought that way about D&D even back when D&D was goddamn normal. They were all like, oh, the Space Marines would totally dog walk through fucking Dark Elves. Like, there was always a rivalry between D&D and 40k. This shit's it's just even better now. Because, yeah, this is pretty goddamn accurate.
Right. Of course, many people didn't like it, including myself. They Wizards of the Coast have been destroying the Dungeons and Dragons franchise for a long time now.
No, he is wrong. Cabruz is wrong. They have not been destroying D&D. It has been destroyed. At this point, Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, for that effect, have been destroyed. And then they dug up the corpses and continued to defile them. This is, in D&D, you got necromancy. Well, the closest we have in real life is necrophilia. And Wizards of the Coast has spent the last half-decade sodomizing the corpse of Drizzt Do'Urden.
Almost a decade now, I would say. Fortunately, you can still have your old books. You know, you can play on your own rules and just ignore them. No, that would be the best thing to do in my opinion. If you still like Dungeons and Dragons, and just don't look up. Don't look forward for new stuff. At least official.
Oh,
new
Jesus
stuff.
Christ, Gen T Maxi. No, good, stop it.
Yeah, official new stuff coming straight, directly from Wizards of the Coast. Not really. But there is something that I want to talk specifically about this to you guys, that I don't know if everybody understands this, but this right here, they claim that this is for their gay audience, their gay audience that likes Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm gonna enjoy this. Which is funny because in the past, gay people, okay, let me just, I'm not trying to disrespect gay people, I'm just gonna call you guys like this because it's easy, right? I don't remember all the pronouns / specifications and to speak.
I don't care about all the pronouns. There's the difference. Maybe he doesn't remember. I don't care.
It's any other bullshit that this political movement came up with in the past years.
Plenty of people had Mad Hatter. There's a lot of other tabletop RPGs out there that use similar systems.
Used to like Dungeons and Dragons the way it was before, no? With old school style artwork, they didn't need the specific gayer versions of the product that they already liked in order to.
Anecdotally speaking, Cabruz is 100% right here. So here's the dealio. I think I've told this story before, I'm not sure. And this is actually about Magic the Gathering, not D&D, but really the same concept, right? My dad and his gay best friend taught me how to play Magic the Gathering. And we're talking, this is fucking 20 years ago, maybe more, right? So, like if Billy, his name was Billy, if Billy played Magic the Gathering 20 years ago and was gay and was chill with it then, he was buying the product and he liked it as is, he clearly didn't need them to fucking homo it up for him to buy it. He liked it as is. I never played D&D with any queers, or at least not any that I knew were queers. But I've played D&D with plenty of people over the years. Actually, no, it's not true. I'm a liar. My very first fucking DM, back before I knew a DM, Spencer, not the Spencer you guys know, by the way, different Spencer, was gay. I totally forgot the fucking first DM I ever had was gay. So okay, clearly he didn't need to be a fan of all this gay shit to play the game. So Bruce is 100% correct.
Become a fan in the first place. So, in the end, what I'm trying to say is that they claim that this is for gay people, but the truth is that this isn't for gay people. This is not for gay people. This is not for gay people that likes Dungeons and Dragons. That is a lie. You know, that there is a blatant lie. What this actually is for, you know, the demographic, the group of people that they are actually targeting with this, in the end, you know, I mean, not saying that how can I put it this, it's a targeting audience, yes, it is. The people that they are trying to target with this, in the end, are progressive people. People that are, how can I say, activists. Activists that pretend to be fan of a franchise, bro. People that are...
You can call them progressives. You can call them activists. I prefer to call them usurpers. Usurpers. Because that's what they are. These activists, these fake fucking fans that have come in and destroyed our franchises, they never... We all know they never care about this stuff, but what they do care about is the clout that comes with it. And I to this day, I haven't figured out if these corporations are retarded and that they just did all their marketing on pre-Elon Musk Twitter, and so they thought that there was a disproportionate amount of Rainbow Mafia out there, and that's what they need to sell to. Or this is a soft power grab to create those people. And maybe it's a bit of both. I don't know which is more likely. I don't know which is more prevalent. But yeah, tourists, 100%. Tourists, usurpers, exactly. And these are the people that they're fair weather fans, right? Sure, you got some motherfucking blue-haired land whale feminist that bought a single D&D set and played it twice with her fucking girlfriend, boyfriend, they, them thing. And then the next thing rolls around. A new Marvel movie, a new fucking Disney princess movie with a strong black woman, whatever it may be. And they forget all about D&D. They make it their personality for all of 6 months tops, and they move the fuck on. And it blows my mind, because I'm sure these companies, especially Wizards of the Coast, I'm sure they know that's the case, but they've dug their hole too deep. They've dug their hole too deep. They can't back out now. They can't back out, because that would mean one of two things. It would mean two things, actually. Admitting they're wrong, which would damage their pride, which I'm sure there's a pun and joke in there somewhere. They would have to admit that we were correct, and they can't do that. But it would also turn all of the fair weather fans that want to pretend they're fans against them, who will throw a fit on social media, even though that won't amount to any actual loss in sales. It's a twofold problem, and they did it to themselves, which is why I have no problem never buying another Wizards of the Coast product again.
That want to see entertainment turning into vehicle to propagate their ideas, their personal agendas, their ideologies. So that's the final target audience that this is for. No, let me open up. Let me just know. So this right here. Jesus, now it's two. Okay, that's actually better. So we can. So this is the of course it's not enough to make a girl flirting with an elf, female elf. It has to be a black female elf, because of course. And as I was mentioning, so this guy here is supposed to be a half orc. Look at the teeth. Half orc built like this. And drinking this, I only see women and gay people drinking this kind of stuff, to be honest.
Base,
with
Matt,
this little
agreed.
umbrella and a slice of lemon. And oh yeah, look, the I think this guy's a dwarf, right? The hippie dwarf. And pink hair in fantasy, really? Oh yeah, the lesbian grandmas, of course. And this is the drag queen thing. And this tower, I don't know what this is about, to be honest.
Oh, I think we all know what that tower's about. I think we all know what that tower's about.
And of course, there is a gay couple. No, there is two gay dudes right in the middle of the whole scene, right? Because they want this to be the very first thing you see when you look at this illustration.
Yes, even the owl bear's gay. Yup.
Behind her. Some people are claiming that it's actually hypnotizing these guys into becoming gay. I don't know about this, but this is a good joke nonetheless. So you guys see my point here. This isn't for people. This is for activists. No, people that just want entertainment to become vehicles for their political agendas. That's all. That's all. No, all this colorful and
you want to know what the bitch of the bunch is? I'm sure that everybody in this chat at one point or another has used the phrase "get woke, go broke." We've all used it. We've all seen it. We've all said it because by and large it is true. Wizards of the Coast is the one company where that doesn't seem to be true. They are actively gaining money. Their capital is going up. They are selling more. Magic keeps increasing. D&D keeps increasing. Get woke, go broke has not affected them. And I want it to. Don't get me wrong. I want it to. I want to see them crash and burn and fail and crumble and burn into the dust. But it never will. If it hasn't up to this point, it definitely won't by this point. They've already crested that hill. Like, for whatever reason, they are immune to get woke, go broke.
And I say androgynous and softened art style. You're telling me that gay people cannot like the old school Dungeons and Dragons, with the dark art style?
Yeah, Paul Myers was right. It's because they dominate the markets. Correct.
So you guys telling me this. And we are the people who we are the bigots, right? I mean, you guys don't think, when I say you guys, it's Wizard of the Coast, okay? Not you guys are watching me, just make it clear. You guys are telling me that gay people are not capable of enjoying Dungeons and Dragons as it was before. So you guys had to change.
I mean, I don't know what you're referring to, Schizo. I'm not wrong. I don't know what you're referring to because I'm not wrong. So unless you want to clarify, trust me, as somebody who's invested many years, many hours, and many dollars into Wizards of the Coast growing up, I can assure you I've tracked their sales and their financials and whatnot very closely. I'm not calling it wrong. I'm just gotcha. Okay.
Should be more inclusive. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yep. Paul is entirely correct.
Gay people always liked Dungeons and Dragons for what it was, for what it always has been in the past decades. And
no, you're good, Schizo. I was just wondering if you were going to bring up a counterpoint. That's all.
It looks like gay people will only like stuff that has been built in a gay manner. Doesn't make sense, right? So that's why I call this this is for activist people. This is for progressive leftist people. They're and the message they want with this.
It's funny because like if you walk up to me, you say you're a D&D fan, and you say that you like this, I'm not actually even going to assume you're gay. I'm not. No, I'm not going to assume you're gay. I'm going to assume that you are straight and that you let your girlfriend, if you were able to get one, peg you, and or that you watch while she rails black dudes. Like I've met many more masculine gay dudes that are just happen to suck cock but are into some cool shit, metal music, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, whatever. And they ain't into this shit. It's honestly, I've seen more effeminate straight dudes that like this shit than actual homos.
This is, hey, you, straight male, especially if you're white, Christian, if you like Dungeons and Dragons is not for you anymore. That's the messaging they have in this. You, straight guy, this isn't a product for you anymore. This is a product for gay people, women, lesbians, and gay people, lesbian. Anyway, this is a you that voted for Trump, Republican dude. this product isn't for you anymore. This is a product.
And to be fair, he's not making that up. The fucking head of what Wizards of the Coast said as much himself. Explicitly, he stated, I can't wait for people like me to get out of the hobby. There's been too many straight white people in this hobby. That's... I mean, Bruce isn't pulling this out of nowhere. It's not hyperbole. That's from the mouth of Watsy.
For progressive, left-leaning people, this is a product for people that hates Donald Trump and hates you. That's
exactly, Zach's correct.
All right, I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it would be interesting, and share my vision regarding this subject. I think that...
yeah, the delay got it.
I don't see Dungeons and Dragons, unless someone
it'll never be fixed.
Of the Coast.
He says, yeah, he's like, he doesn't see it. Oh, I don't know. No, D&D it's dead and gone. It is dead and gone forever. You might still get some good games, like Baldur's Gate 3 is fine. Baldur's Gate 3 got no issue whatsoever. Notice though that wasn't Wizards of the Coast like funded it because it's their product, but they didn't make it. Larian did. And people call Baldur's Gate 3 woke and shit like that. It's not. At least it does not meet what I consider the parameters to be woke. It's got some annoying shit in it, absolutely. But all in all, I wouldn't consider Baldur's 3 woke. And even if it is, I'll meet you in the middle and say it is. It's proof that you can have a woke product that is still an objectively good quality. You can still have objectively good quality shit even if it's woke. I think that so. But yeah, that's gonna be the minority though. It's gonna be the minority, and I don't think we're ever getting a Baldur's Gate 4, at least not by Larian. So,
I don't see it getting better anytime soon. Unfortunately, I wish.
I would agree with that, Avernum. They can replicate that success with any system they choose. Agreed.
Make sure to
Shout out Naruto.
Make sure to check the links in my description. There's the Discord server.
So yep, good video by Brutus. Well done. Good video by Brutus. You know the drill. I'll drop it in the chat. And give him some love if you haven't given him some love before. And let's make Hypno happy. Frankly, me happy as well because I like getting praised because I'm a bit of a narcissist. Nah, I didn't even know Hypno went over my tweet last night. I didn't. I was on another stream. In fact, I was on multiple streams. I was on a lot last night. So yeah, let's go to Hypno's channel. I don't know. Did he clip that portion into a video? Wizards of the Coast text YouTubers, Nintendo. Nope, doesn't look like. Hold on. Let's go to videos. They're not supposed to be saying this. This is sus. Yeah, nope. All right, so yeah, we'll go to live. All right, Hypno, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. Power World Studios, fuck it all. Sinking City. Yeah, I saw the Sinking City 2 was delayed, man. I was just saying on a different stream how stoked I was for fucking Sinking City 2. All right. Oh, there it is. You got a whole ass section about it. Got a whole ass section. All right, this will be the last topic we cover, and then I guess to get going. I got some shit to do before Zach's stream tonight.
They didn't post on.
Hold on. I thought I clicked at the beginning. I did not.
Odd because the main topics. We're moving along, boys. We're moving along.
I watch Hypno's channel more than anybody else in the goddamn Bigot Army. I can fucking guarantee that. I know I watch more than Smash. I definitely know I watch more than the Blacks. Ryan Rodrate doesn't watch any show he's not on. I good goddamn guarantee. Maybe Wizard watches more than me. Maybe Wizard. But let me tell you, I'll put it this way. It's the white people in the Bigot Army that support Hypno the most. Straight facts.
Let's talk about Leon really quick.
Oh, dear.
Words of Paradise. Gay boy himself, right? So,
based Hypno, based.
Words of Paradise decided to make a very long post, a very, 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 very long post, right?
Which isn't normal, mind you. I normally try and keep all my posts within the initial character limit so that people don't have to click read more. But there's always exceptions to the rule.
And I gotta be honest with you. Very nicely done. Nicely done, right?
Thank you, Hypno. Thank you. Truly appreciated.
He made a post talking about a particular manga that is being astroturfed by the mainstream industry, the mainstream manga industry, right? It's about a manga.
Yeah, I went full savvy with this one. You're not wrong.
Based around a protagonist that is mixed race in Japan and faces daily trials of racism, microaggressions, and otherness, right? A journey of resilience.
I just want to point out, I face all this on the day-to-day from Hypno and the rest of the Bigot Army for being a gay boy, for being a tranny boy, and you'll see me making a manga about it. Do you guys understand the microaggressions I put up with being the ESG DEI hire of the Bigot Army?
Hope and the search for coexistence. Half is More, Volume 1 by Yoko Fujimi releases summer of 2026, right? So it's so funny. I didn't even see this, which is odd because I actually follow Viz Media on Hypnotic manga, and I also on Instagram too. Maybe
if you ever hear me say the words unironically that I'm writing a blog, fucking kill me.
Maybe they didn't post on Instagram, but I didn't see it. So I saw this picture here, and I'm like, huh. This sounds very not Japanese, right? This sounds very not Japanese. It sounds like something that is being inorganically pushed, if I do say so myself, right? Now, people are going to say, well,
Leona 42% herself, Andrew.
Drew this or wrote and draw this. Is it by Yoko Fujimi? Is it written and drawn by Fujimi, or is it just drawn by Fujimi? I can't tell. Regardless,
I'm pretty sure it's both.
Written and drawn because normally that's how it goes. So I was gonna read into this some more, but Words of Paradise kind of broke it down really nicely. And he says the following: there's been a lot of talk about this announcement and whether or not it's woke or DEI manga. I want to just mention something really quick, okay? For the people that don't read manga, I want to mention something really quick. When it comes to manga, okay? And I don't know if anime follows the same tropes because, to be honest, I don't watch that much anime. I focus completely on manga, okay? That's just my thing. Now, when it comes to manga, manga has a lot of...
Went ahead and changed the view so you guys can still see Hypno down here. My normal border was covering up Hypno, and I don't think that's fair. Since he's talking about me, I want to make sure he gets all the credit.
Situations in it, a lot of storyline in it, a lot of let's just say things in it that some Westerners would consider to be DEI woke or whatever. Not so much from the racial standpoint, but more so from the sexuality standpoint.
Hypno is correct, by the way. For those of you that are not manga or anime fans or whatnot, Hypno is entirely correct. There is there's a lot of homoeroticism in manga, but again, the difference in why it's not woke is it's not done to push a narrative. It is just part of the story most of the time.
There is a lot of that, right? In some manga. Most of the time, they're treated as jokes, and most of the time, they are not ham-fisted. They're not like throwing it in your face. They're not talking to you about pronouns.
I would agree.
They're not talking to you about any of that. But obviously, there's a lot of gay characters that run around in some mangas and whatnot. But it never feels forced. It never feels like it's being a lecture to you. It never feels like you're sitting in a room with a bunch of blue-haired writers trying to tell you how amazing they are and how right they are. You know what I mean? But it's definitely there. You know, it's definitely there. So, unfortunately, when certain Westerners find that out, they disingenuously represent it, and they try to say, well, Japan is super woke.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, Japan is super gay, or Japan is super whatever. They try to misrepresent it, okay? And the reason why they do that is because these people have unfortunately co-opted the anime and manga community. And
here's the dealio, Jin Maxi. I don't know how many of you guys would be interested in fucking Leona as Harley Quinn. But if you are interested in that, we'll do a super chat goal for it. On Neon Leon this week, we'll do a $500 super chat goal. Because Neon Leon falls on Halloween. Like next Neon Leon, not this coming one. Next Neon Leon falls on Halloween. So this Neon Leon, if we hit a $500 super chat goal, I will do a fucking Leona Harley Quinn fucking thing.
Whenever they co-op something, they're constantly looking for validity. Constantly. Like they're always looking for some form of validation through the work they are consuming. And if they don't find that validation, they move on to something that they can find that validation. And even if it's something as small as sexuality, they're gonna do it. Right? So this is why we have people that look at Otokonoko characters, which are basically femboys or men who dress as women, but will tell you they are men and will acknowledge they are men and they are not transitioning to become a woman.
He is correct.
You will see Westerners take that information and say, this is trans representation and try to claim it's the same thing. Right? So this is why it happens. This is why localizers will translate disingenuously characters.
And they know they're disingenuously is the perfect word. They know they're doing it. They know that these characters aren't gay. But they will make them gay. They will call them they, them. That's why you got the fucking argument with Bridget in Guilty Gear. Bridget's a dude. Bridget knows he's a dude. He's written as a dude. The author acknowledges he's a dude. The character bio stuff acknowledges he's a dude. But he dresses like a woman and acts feminine. So they say he's a trans character. It's bullshit. Shout out St. Hugo for a 2-banger. But in that case, Leona as Taylor Grift, that's fucking
it's like that,
funny.
and turned them into trans characters when they never were, right? So, with all that context being,
I'm trying to grift. I'm gonna let you finish.
With all that context being shown, this is not surprising. Okay, this is not surprising in the slightest. Half is More, the Japanese title, is romanized as Hanban Koyadai and is published on TorchWeb. TorchWeb is a digital manga site owned by Lead Publishing Co. TorchWeb describes itself as a space for alternative expression and manga that explores mature, philosophical, and unconventional themes, covering topics like daily life, relationships, art, aging, and social issues. Some would consider this a red flag, though that's just the beginning, right? Sales data, first serialized starting on June 29th of 2022, and did not get any physical release of Volume 1 until March 28, 2025. There was never any publicly disclosed sales data, digital or physical. Instead, we have to rely on Oricon. For those that don't know, Oricon is a major Japanese company that tracks and publishes music, manga, and entertainment sales charts. Oricon tracks weekly manga charts by volume, as well as yearly sales rankings, both digital and physical. Half is More has never once charted with Oricon, which means one can reasonably assume it didn't sell well at all in its native language and market. So, again, basically, this book did not sell well in Japan. That's like the short, sweet version of it. In reference to other digital storefronts and tracking, it also never cracked eBook Japan's monthly top sellers. It did get recognized in the award circuit. Specifically, it won Korea. This translates to Korea Night Owl Manga Award, an arbitrary award for late night reads. The sort of indie hipster stories that you would expect at the artsy upper class scene. These award ceremonies and rankings are funded by Korea themselves, with Korea just being an online lifestyle magazine. This is where it gets interesting. Obviously, winning an award like that at will, or it will at the very least, boost visibility, though there is nothing to indicate sales increased after winning the award. But when you look into Korea and where their funding comics come from, one of the big names that come up is Cool Japan Fund, which is a Japanese government-supported fund for creative content. Now, again, just keep listening because this is where it's going to get interesting. The Cool Japan Fund is a public-private investment fund and touts pro-ESG stances. In fact, on the Cool Japan Fund website, under news, there is a section dated on May 30th, 2025, that says it published a DE&I promotion policy and harassment prevention policy. What this means is that while the manga itself may not be...
One of the major criticisms I got on this post from people was that I didn't source anything. Which kind of, like I get why they're complaining. There's no links or anything. I probably should have done that. I've never really done a post like this before. But it also is like, I list everything here. Just Google it and fact check me if I'm wrong. Just Google it and fact check me if I'm wrong. I did do all the Googling. I did do all the searches. I did do all the testing, making sure what I said was accurate. If at any point none of this is true, then you should very easily be able to just check it for yourself and disprove me. But notice they're not doing that. Basically, people were throwing a fit that I didn't make it even easier for them to include links. They can click it themselves. I did all this goddamn work. You can do it as well. I'm going to give you a goddamn link. You can do it yourself. Should I have sourced it? Yeah, for you know, like, validity's sake. Probably should have. But I didn't even think about it. But yeah, nah, fuck you guys. What? You say I should have put the you know, cool Japan news thing? I should have put a link to that? Yeah, maybe I should have. But the information's all right there. You can just Google it and see for yourself.
Being made or funded for the explicit reason for promoting woke or DEI sensibilities, the AstroTurf buzz behind it from third parties absolutely is. So basically, what's happening here is that a certain ESG-focused group or investment group or whatever has discovered this manga and has now decided to take this manga and AstroTurf it and turn it into a message in the West. That is what I'm taking from this, and that is what I understand from this, okay? As for Viz Media's involvement in the localization Western distribution, Viz is owned by Japanese publishers Shogakukan Inc. and Shueisha Inc. So the next step was to see if BlackRock or any other usual suspects in terms of DEI investment companies had any stakes in Viz, Shogakukan, or Shueisha, and the answer is yes, Marubeni Corporation.
Now, here's where I should have done a little more research. Because Marubeni Corporation is basically Japanese BlackRock. I am correct about that, by the way. I go on to talk about that. I've talked about it in previous previous videos and whatnot, as I mentioned. What I found out after the fact, so Marubeni Corporation is a DEI investment fund in Japan, right? DEI investment company. But did you know that BlackRock invests in Marubeni Corp? So you got double DEI going on in this bitch that I didn't realize when I made this post. Double DEI. Fucking Marubeni Corp invests in DEI in Japan, and BlackRock invests in fucking Marubeni Corp to do that. It's a fucking human centipede of DEI.
Now, around a year ago, I did a video about Marubeni Corporation, how they are a Japanese DEI investment firm, similar to BlackRock and the like in the West, and how they are heavily investing in manga and anime. So how are they related? Well, Marubeni Corporation started a joint venture with Shogakukan and Shueisha in 2022 and has a 34% stake in the venture. So yes, there are ties to DEI investments in the Western release of this manga, and is being localized and distributed by Viz's parent company, who do have ties to at least one DEI investment firm. So, with all this being said, right? Yeah, this is the longest tweet I've ever seen from Leon, like, ever. With all this being said,
I've only done one tweet like this before, and it was about when Alyssa Mercante got doxxed. And it's my only other viral tweet ever. I guess to go viral, for me, I just need to make these long tweets. I guess that's the trick. The only other viral tweet I've ever had was about the fucking speech I did about Alyssa Mercante's doxing.
What this is that this is a story that most likely is not something that is necessarily woke in its nature per se, although it could be, because there are liberals in Japan. Obviously, there are stories like that in Japan.
Yes, correct.
However, the story obviously fell completely flat in its native land, and it flopped. Right, it flopped massively. So the question is now the following: with all the mangas that are not being serialized, that are looking to be serialized or be published by Viz, out of all the mangas that are looking to be published by Viz, how is it that this manga that completely fucking flopped in its native land, how is this getting a massive AstroTurf by Viz Media right now, where it's getting its own posts and everything? How is this getting
especially because, like I mentioned, we were talking about when Air July, and then we're mentioning this, when they are not going to get any other volumes because this fucking shit's on hiatus right now, and it's supposedly a permanent hiatus. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Again, this is 100%. You will not be able to convince me otherwise that this is not an AstroTurf DEI hit job for Japan.
Translated, and pushed in the West, but there are other mangas and animes that are way more successful that are not being pushed in the West. Look how long it took for the manga Kingdom to get an English release. I just now got early access to volume #1 of Kingdom. Okay, I have it. It's in my collection. That manga has been out for ages. Okay, it's got like over 70 volumes of history, and it's just now, after being super popular, one of the most popular mangas, it is just now getting an English release. But this one just magically gets an English release after flopping miserably in Japan.
After flopping miserably in Japan for 3 straight years. Remember, this manga started as an online-only manga in 2002. Didn't even get a physical release until 2005 in Japan, and now out of the blue, it's getting a physical release in 2026 in America? No, that is the definition of motherfucking astroturfing.
How is that possible, right? It just begs the question. So this is more about astroturfing than it is about ESG, DEI, any of that stuff. Although it all kind of goes hand in hand.
I was about to say it all goes together. They cannot successfully implement DEI and ESG and whatnot into these Japanese mediums without astroturfing it.
But this seems like it's intentional, in my opinion, because they believe that this is going to be big in our market. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking this is going to be big in our particular market. So they're translating it and they're hoping that it's going to be, a major success. I'm here to tell you that it's probably not going to be. Like, just flat out. It's not going. I don't think.
Bro, I was joking earlier that like I was gonna get this manga for Hypno. But in all reality, that might be a good thing to do. Like, think about it. People that own physical versions of Concord now have a collector's item. Now, because it flopped so hard. Concord flopped so hard, people that own physical copies of it, that's now a collector's item. This could legit be the Concord of manga. Hypno, if you're still watching, you may need to get this, or fuck it, I'll get it for you. Because you could have on your hands the Concord of manga.
It's going to be, me personally. But again, I could be wrong. But that's what it seems like they're doing, right? So Leon says, at the end of the day, here's a short version. A niche manga that didn't sell well, wasn't heavily marketed, and who only claim to fame is winning an award funded by pro ESG DEI government-funded magazines, is now getting a Western release funded by a company that has ties to pro ESG and DEI investment corporations in Japan. And then he says, you're all welcome, and you don't deserve me. Of course, Leon's going to say that. So
I feel like I earned it, to be fair.
Oh, this is a great post by Leon. Fantastic. It is going pretty decent. 20,000 views right now.
It jumped up quite a bit. It wasn't viral at the time, 20,000 views. Earlier this morning, it was at like 300,000. I don't even know what it's now. I don't know what it's at now. This morning, it was at 300,000.
1,600 likes. Fantastic. And this is just another example of this kind of mindset, unfortunately, being put.
Oh, so Hypno is still here. Well, shout out, Hypno. Thank you much, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And you say blah, but I mean, am I wrong?
Pushed here, even though it's failing in its native land. And then they'll try to tell you, oh, but the Japanese love this stuff, because that's what's going to happen, right? When they push this manga out in the West, they're going to try to convince everybody that this is loved in Japan. So.
And I'm curious how they're going to do that. I am. Because Hypno, not wrong. That's always the tactic. But because of the tracking, because they track digital, this ain't like comics in America. Comics in America, they hide the sales numbers. They used to show us the sales numbers. Then when manga started fucking dominating comics, they started hiding the sales numbers. So now, we don't know. We know comics doing bad. We know comics doing terrible. But we don't really know. Japan tracks all this shit. We can verifiably prove that Japan didn't like this. So how are they going to sell that? Aside from they're just going to bank on Westerners being too fucking stupid to do the research, which, fair enough, that plan usually does seem to work.
Again, it's so ridiculous, but this is where we're at. So great post, Leon. I wanted to make sure I cover it because he covers my videos a lot. And this is something that was very, very good post. Very well done. And I appreciate it. As a manga enthusiast, I appreciate it. I can't wait.
They're 100% forcing it. Absolutely be gaslighting. They'll probably say that it went from online to physical volumes and wasn't awards, so it's popular. Yes, I think you're entirely correct. I think you're entirely correct, Faye.
Wait to see the people who say, you don't buy manga. You don't read.
For those of you that don't know, let's say you only follow Hypno on his main channel, right? You don't follow his manga channel. And I'm not just saying this to shut Hypno off because he's in the chat right now. I mean this. Hypno has the most extensive and frankly fucking beautiful manga collection I've ever seen. Like, he has got... Walk into a Barnes & Noble, go to their manga section, notice how it dwarfs the comic section by about 10 times over, and know that Hypno's manga collection is bigger and more impressive than that. Like, it is... unironically, it could be a fucking museum. It's bananas.
Manga, you're
I'm jealous as fuck.
You're a liar. Suck a dick. Anyway.
Mods, if you're watching, drop Hypno's manga channel in the chat, please.
Let's catch up on Super Chats.
Perfect. What a great time to end because I need to boogie anyway. I need to boogie. So here's what I'll do real quick. I'm going to go find Hypno's manga channel since none of my mods are here doing their goddamn jobs. I'm going to drop that in chat and then we're going to end the stream. I'm giving Hypno all the glaze right now. I don't even need to fucking give him the glaze. His manga channel does well enough on its own. But I'll do it anyway. His manga channel is great. Check it out. For those of you that stuck around this whole time, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And Thursdays are the long stream days. We go till 4 or 5 o'clock. Sometimes we do 4 or 5 hour streams on that on Thursdays going forward. So I'll see you on the flip flop. For those of you that donated, thank you so much. It is truly appreciated. It means the absolute world to me. For those of you that are unable to or whatnot, that's A-okay as well. Let me figure out who's live. We gotta figure out who we're rating. Gotta figure out who we're rating. And then we'll get on out of here. One moment. Who's live? Who is live right now? Let's see. Hey, thank you much, Hypno. Appreciate you, homie. Truly appreciated. Hey, and then he sent some gifties. Shout out. You didn't need to do that, brother. You didn't need to do that. Let's see. Well, let's give you a good clip. You know what? And not one of these joke ones. We'll give you Fat Vance. Shout out. Thank you, Hypno. Truly appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, if you did, in fact, get a membership, join the Discord if you haven't already. And you know what? Yarn Witch raids me all the time, so let's raid her. Let's raid the Yarn Witch. Perfect. Got it set up. You want a supremely homosexual path? Alrighty. Guys, we outie. We outie like 4 circles. I'll see you all tonight for Zax's stream, and until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.